Zippy.
Everyone, welcome to podcast number 220.
Hey!
The Memorial Day podcast.
It's a holiday.
What you present?
I always feel like I want to do something at the beginning of the podcast to welcome people. It's like I know what the hand gesture is like this. Come here.
Hey.
Hey.
Like streamers or like magic that pops out of your
I need
hands.
something, man.
Confetti.
Streamers
No, but
cross.
seriously, could we do that next time?
Yeah, let's do
That
it.
sounds like a fantastic
Oh,
idea.
no.
Let's plan for it.
I got something in the works that I'm really excited about.
Oh, no.
Are you going to share it or are you just teasing us?
No, it's something we'll see.
Wait, what are you on about?
I got something in my brain. I thought I'd bring up something that I can't talk about, but there's a reason why I can't talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, Joel. Thank you.
I know, it's a funny thing to do on the podcast.
Such a tease.
It's a funny thing we're going to do, you'll see.
I've been asking
Now
Joel-
people are like, what's the funny thing that's going to happen? You'll have to wait till next week for something funny. That's what I'm getting at.
Eventually something funny will
Funny
happen.
things to come.
Yeah.
So in light
I'm going to
of
wear sunglasses. I feel cool.
the fact that today's a holiday, I'm going to start off by freely admitting that you are watching a pre-taped live broadcast because almost all of our crew decided to take the day off on Monday. So we couldn't.
Well, we didn't decide to take the day off. Like,
It
it's a
was
holiday.
given to us.
Bullshit. I always get Memorial Day and Labor Day confused.
Everybody does.
And I felt like
Why is that? Why do those two holidays everyone
Why are you
Like,
suddenly wearing sunglasses?
I've never confused Easter and Christmas ever.
All right, Stevie Wonder.
What's up? I told you this is my day off. I can dress however I want to. I'm on a beach somewhere right now.
I think because people think of them as being the beginning and end of summer, and they never remember which is which. Is this the first? I'm trying to stay on track here. Is this the first Memorial Day that Rooster Teeth's ever been closed?
No. I mean, we've taken off other
Wait,
Memorial
so
days.
what is it? What's Memorial Day?
Why don't you
it's-
answer that question, Gavin?
What is Memorial Day, Gavin?
Yeah, what is Memorial Day, Gavin?
I imagine it's some sort of war memorial day for fallen soldiers.
Very good.
It's
so-
almost as
but-
if Bernie said that just before the
We
podcast
have,
started.
in England,
fucked that
it's
up.
11th of November is usually,
We also have
or like that kind of Sunday is Remembrance Sunday where you have the
Remembrance
poppy.
Day.
we also have Veterans Day that time of year here.
Okay.
And I don't know for certain. I might be talking out my ass, but I believe each of those days is to signify the end of either World War I and then World War II.
So when should we have World War III? Like, what would be the best time
Like,
that we could do so if we could have
if
a
we
day
have
off?
enough wars,
Yeah.
then we'll get enough holidays that we don't have to work anymore.
We would never have to work.
We
just
just
need
need 363 more wars.
So what is the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial's Day?
memorials.
Memorial Day.
Memorial
Don't worry,
Day.
I fixed it all. It's all
Is
good.
Veterans Day like just veterans, currently alive veterans? Like you're sort of like everyone, and Memorial Day is fallen
Everyone ever.
soldiers?
I think you're right.
All right, there you go.
So one is like for veterans of foreign wars.
No,
and
veterans,
one-
period.
period.
Yeah,
So what? No, is veteran just I served in the military and I was honorably discharged?
correct.
Yes.
Here's what I'm boiling down to. How many days a year am I obligated to be nice to Jeff? That's what I'm thinking. And it's like, is there certain qualifications of like someone who serves in the military? Like Jeff managed to serve 4 years in the military during the only 4 years in the last 20 that I can remember that we didn't have any kind of war of any kind whatsoever.
And he got out on the day before 9/11.
No, he received his discharge papers on September 11th.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So he was,
meaning that they couldn't call him back up.
okay.
Wow.
He was like,
Good timing.
get out of war forever free card,
Mm-hmm.
basically is what that was. There were so few
he'd
wars,
been
they
out-
sent him to fight fires. Like, he had to go fight fire.
Yeah, he'd been out of the military for a long time by that point too.
Oh, yeah.
No, they keep you in reserves for a while.
Yeah, I think it was like he probably because if that was 2001, he moved to Austin in early '99, so it must have been 2.5 or 3 years by that point.
What did Jeff do in the military?
Nothing. What does he do now?
Photojournalist.
I thought he was like a photographer. or
Nah,
something, right?
he was a photographer. He told a really funny story one time about there was a female reporter, and his job was to guard her, and then
Guard her with his dick?
No, not guard her with his dick. I dare you. And then
Jeff.
there was some like exercise where they were shooting. What is that? Phosphorus.
White phosphorus.
Yeah, where they basically light phosphorus, which burns really hot in the air, and it came raining down on the tank. And they realized the only way they were going to get saved, there was a misfire. It was over their heads, raining down this raining flames.
Jeez.
And it's not a war, by the way. This is our own people doing this by accident. We almost died during training. And they realized the only way they were going to survive is if they got into the tank. And Jeff, being as chivalrous as he is, shoves the female reporter out of the way and dives into the tank. And I think she scrambled in and made it in.
I
Yeah,
thought you
she-
were going to end the story with, and she
It was an
burned and
awkward
horribly-
She lost
ride
like a
back to the
leg.
base.
So,
Yeah, just one though.
so we'll be nice to her on Memorial's Day.
That's funny when in moments of panic you quickly screw someone over and then everything's fine and then you're stuck with them. It's like that scene in Game of Thrones where Gareth from The Office almost did something on the wall.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He
Well,
almost did something and then it.
Well, he basically tried to do something.
He tried to save himself, which would have killed some other people,
Yeah.
basically. He was going to cut a rope on a mountain and people would have fallen.
But now it's totally awkward for those guys.
Would that be awkward if that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Be like, you fucking tried to kill me.
Yeah, I mean, if that situation, it makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, it can't really. Fight or flight it's either built into you, fight or flight.
Yeah, my wife always makes fun of me because she says that if I see anything going wrong in public, like a fight or something happening bad, my first reaction is to just turn around and leave.
Really,
dude.
I had the exact opposite reaction. I go towards it. Like if you scare me, have you ever scared me before? I don't go like this. I go towards whatever it is. Like I will put my hands up, but I go towards.
That's going against nature. Or you've got the nature of like a wild cat or something.
Like it used to happen where people like if I get woken up in the middle of the night, I start yelling at whatever it is that woke me up.
So are you like that
And
guy
now
in
they're
that?
all dead.
Are you like that guy in that video who he's like being interviewed by someone and then someone pops out of a trash can and he just punches them?
Yes, I would do that. That would
Okay.
be my instinctive reaction is to punch the thing, is like to go towards it. Like I heard a really terrible story to bring this all back around to our veterans, who we like a lot. This is Memorial's Day.
In memory.
We call Memorial's Day from now on. But I knew somebody who was, I think, special forces or something, obviously trained in some specific kind of combat. And he was out for a while, but his wife was scared shitless of him because in the middle of the night, she would wake up and he would be choking her in his sleep. He'd have a hold of her. Or he'd be down at the foot of the bed. Like he had no other signs of like any kind of like post-traumatic stress. And I don't think he'd actually been in combat. But he like would exhibit these weird behaviors in the middle of the night where he would be down under the crouch under the foot of the bed and like looking for stuff like in his sleep. And she'd be like,
Jesus
"Oh, please wake
Christ.
up, please wake up."
Yeah.
And then he'd hear her.
Would she
They'd
have to-
lock eyes, and she'd be like, "Oh shit!" She never knew the guy was gonna kill her or not.
She have
cat
to
ready
sleep
to
in a ghillie
pounce.
suit. like full, like camo sheets. Like she'd just be totally hiding out.
That'd be awesome. What would be like a ghillie suit when you're sleeping though? It'd be like a quilt, like a little patchwork thing.
Like patchwork blanket.
You look like a pillow.
Yeah, I can tell where Gus is looking and it's kind of freaking me out.
Guys, you have such a big damn
Who else at Rooster Teeth is a former military person? Jen Hassan just
Jen.
left. She was Air Force. She's no longer with us. She just quit.
Don't say it like that. Don't say no longer with us.
I know, she
It makes it
quit.
look like she's
In
dead.
memory of Jen.
She's no longer at the company.
This is going to turn into Memorial Day. Who else is ex-military? Anybody?
I think that's it from Rooster Teeth.
I don't think we have anybody else.
Jen has some crazy stories
Just
From the
crazy,
Air Force?
awesome
from
stories.
everything. I wish she had a chance to come on the podcast, but
She can come on the podcast. Doesn't I mean,
shout
they have
out.
her on as a special guest. But she just left to start her art career, which is like all of a sudden took off. Jen was our office manager. I don't think she ever appeared in any videos, did she?
No.
Yeah. But I remember when we went to hire the office manager, we specifically wanted to hire someone who wouldn't end up in production. That was like the goal. It's like, because we need someone to help run the office on a day-to-day basis, we need to find somebody who that's what they would do and they wouldn't end up like working, on, whatever show we're working on at the time. 'Cause
Kara.
that always invariably
Yeah.
happens. Kara was our office manager, but now she does makeup and props and all that. But they hired Jen, and Jen, like day one when she shows up here, she starts talking about her art career, which was this amazing. She does these huge installations. A lot of veteran stuff actually.
I tried to stifle her career. I tried to not go to her.
Press.
I tried to not go to her showings or anything, but she still took off without
Like that's
me.
what would do it.
Yeah.
Don't show up to her showings.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has some cool stuff. She has stuff up in the Pentagon right now, I think.
Yeah, she had stuff at the Capitol, I
Yeah.
think the Texas Capitol, and then she had some stuff at the Pentagon.
How many people are employed there?
At the Pentagon?
Yeah.
5. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Only 5 at a time.
Pent.
One
That's why it's
each
called
side.
the Pentagon.
One for each wall.
Oh, jeez. The good timing, dude. That was fast.
Like I said, we pre-recorded. So today we just saw that Destiny live-action teaser.
With Gian, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name.
Giancarlo
also-
Esposito.
Gavin's birthday today.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that in a second.
I wore this in celebration.
So in that teaser, they show, I guess, like some live action, I guess, representation of what gameplay would be like. And then they announced that they're going to have their gameplay reveal at Sony's press briefing during E3.
Yeah, which is it's very surprising how much Sony is pushing the Destiny stuff. How much they're pushing the Bungie stuff.
Well, it's a
So-
big shot in the arm for Sony. I mean, Bungie was the thing that established, in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. I mean, the original Xbox really got a foothold because of Halo.
Yeah.
Bungie made it. I thought it was interesting that at the end of the trailer, they specifically called out from the creators of Halo and the publishers of Call of
The
Duty.
company that brought you Call of Duty.
Yeah. They said the one I saw was a publisher.
They said
right?
the company. The one I saw said the company that brought you Call of Duty.
Oh, interesting. I'll take a look at
Because
this.
it's a little more. I think because that's a little more ambiguous.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
we
publisher's
totally
not
know.
really a term that I think most people understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, you're right. I mean, they did they had Bungie on stage and announced Destiny during the PS4 reveal.
Yeah.
And now they're going to do the gameplay reveal during the Sony briefing. And they weren't on stage during the Xbox One.
Yeah, have they come out and
announcement.
said? I mean, we have to assume that Destiny's coming to the Xbox
Yeah,
One,
they did.
but they've come out and said now that it's going to be on Xbox
Yeah.
One? Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. There was
The Xbox.
after the Xbox One reveal, there was a flurry of information that happened.
Yeah.
There are people making announcements about it that wasn't mentioned
Yeah.
during the reveal.
Dude, the whole Xbox One thing, can we talk about that for a little bit?
Sure.
So the Xbox One thing, it was interesting because we watched it in the Achievement Hunter office and we were all kind of like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like we had a good feeling come off of it. Then the internet just like exploded. And it's like, I don't know what's going on, but like the internet has like been tearing into it.
They're not happy with it. Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, people like the only sort of thing I wish there would have been more gameplay stuff. But Microsoft came out well before and they said all of our gameplay stuff will be at E3. All the hardware stuff is going to be at the presentation. We're going to show off the new console, what's going into it and things like that.
Yeah.
But all the games we're going to hold for E3, which is 3 weeks away or 19 days away. And now the internet is like this really crazy backlash towards the Xbox One.
Yeah, I was honestly shocked. Like, right after the reveal, we had a very quick break. Then we came here and did our video game podcast. And, so then after we were done here, I went back, started reading up on all the comments. I was like, holy shit, that totally caught me off guard.
Yeah,
I think the biggest complaint I can most sympathize with is having to have the Kinect always plugged in.
See, the thing I think I see the most issue with, or that I've read people have the most issue with, is either the online, like you have to be online at least once every 24 hours, according to some people, or the used game thing. They're having issues with. People are having trouble with
Yeah.
used games.
They haven't
But they haven't come out and really
officially stated policy for that. In fact,
Yeah.
Major Nelson even went ahead and made a blog post saying that those policy decisions are still being made.
Yeah.
And there is no solid decision.
There's
on that.
this is the worst of the internet. Is when people like they get one little nugget of something. Oh, that's the worst thing in the world. Fuck that. And it's
It
like
seems to be in the
That's the
current
internet, though.
console generation, the worst thing to have is the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because the Wii U being the only console in the market, everyone's piece of shit, terrible. Then the Sony reveal came out, and a piece of shit, terrible.
yeah.
Now the Sony is like, everyone's like, that was amazing, the
Yeah.
Sony reveal.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, it was just 2 months ago that everyone was like, that's a piece of shit. That's
Yeah.
just like, they didn't even show the console, yak, yak, yak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
people are-
funny, like the rose-colored glasses going back
It's
on things.
funny you say rose-colored glasses because I read this article where someone was complaining about the new dashboard on the Xbox, and they showed a screenshot of the old blades, and they said, "Remember how fast and clean the blades were?" I was like, "Bullshit! You obviously do not remember the blades
Yeah.
when you said fast."
Yeah, I remember when they get stuck, and then it'd be like 3 would like burn by real fast.
Or
yeah.
you hit the jewel button or whatever you want to call it, it would just like sit there, and then it would pop.
Because the guide
Yeah.
used to come out the side, didn't it?
Yeah, you had to load that animation for it to
Yeah.
slide on the side.
Yeah.
Weren't
that was
you
wank.
saying that you read the comments of the Xbox 360 reveal and all of them were negative and people were not happy about it? And then now people love the 360.
Yeah, I went back and looked at. I watched the Xbox 360 reveal. The best example of this, I think, was when Steve Jobs held up the iPad and announced the iPad. Everybody talked about that like it was the worst thing anyone could ever do. The iPad was a dog.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, stupid name, stupid product.
Even the
it's not
people-
an iPhone. Blah, blah, blah. This is gonna be the worst thing ever. Fastest selling consumer product in history.
And the people in the actual press conference were kind of lukewarm about it. And they're all the hardcore.
Yeah,
They were just like, he was doing all this stuff, like demonstrating. Everyone was like,
Yeah, it's the same thing with the original iPod. Remember when the iPod got launched, it was the same thing. It's like,
yeah.
this is an overpriced MP3 player. They're not going to get any foothold.
That market is saturated. Why is Apple making a Flash player, an MP3 player, when already iRiver and Rio has that market all locked up?
Rio.
And it was like Steve Jobs held that thing up and he's like, music is how we're going to get back in people's lives. And it was like, meh, okay, whatever. And it's like, this is the most important, probably, technology reveal in the last 10 years.
what I never
Big
understood.
deal.
What I never understood about those very early MP3 players is that a lot of them were shaped like a Discman. They were shaped like a CD. What the hell was the point of that?
I think to have people make that connection in their head, because that's how they were the form factor they were used to receiving music in. It's funny you say that. I saw a guy on a plane like 2 months ago.
That's weird.
Listening to a fucking Discman.
Really?
Yeah, like he was like
Discman.
this old guy. He like when they said you could use electronic devices, he like pulled out his headphones and
Like,
like,
opened
pulled
it
out a
up.
Discman from his bag and like put a CD in it and like started listening. I was like,
I understand
holy
if it's an old
shit.
guy.
I can't remember the last time I saw one of those.
I would understand older people using those.
You should have just punched it to jog his music.
Or just start like pounding on his chair.
Yeah.
My whole thing is like with the whole reveal of the Xbox One is, I literally don't know what I would say I want in a console now that the 360 doesn't deliver. Like an old man with a Discman, he's like, this is good enough. You know, it's like really the 360, whatever the next one's going to be, the 720, the Xbox One, whatever they're going to call it, it'll probably have better graphics. The fact that it has a Blu-ray drive is amazing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, now that I can play Blu-rays on my Xbox 360 or my Xbox
One.
platform, whatever you want to call it, that's enough for me. I think maybe games to me are at the level where I always hoped they'd get to. I don't know what else they could be.
Yeah, I mean the backwards so there's no backwards compatibility on the Xbox One.
I've already
Which we've talked about that, and the only that's not a huge issue for me, but there's one game coming out that I know I'm going to be playing for a long time, which is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
And that's hitting, and that wasn't designed for the next gen console, so that's going to be something that's like, well, I'm going to have to keep my Xbox 360
So
out.
is it not actually going to be ported to the
I don't
one?
think so. At least
Really?
not at launch, I don't think. So that's one game where I was like, damn it, I wish they would have that. And me personally, I mean, like Halo 4, like we do fails the week in horse and all that stuff. I'm going to have to keep on the 360 until we make the jump to whatever the next Halo game will end up being.
Man, I've been playing
Yeah.
a lot of Halo 4 lately.
Yeah.
I played the other day. I couldn't believe it. They actually had a challenge of the week or the month, which was to get a perfection medal,
Oh,
which
geez.
was
No
an achievement
way.
in Halo 3. I'm like, fuck, I hated that. I hated that it was in Halo 3 they made a
What is a
perfection medal.
perfection medal?
You had to get 15 kills in a Slayer match or in a match, Team Slayer, and you can't ever die. 15 kills there. So you can't just hide in a corner.
You also have to win.
You do have to win?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't get perfection on the losing team. Well, you couldn't in Halo Reach and Halo 3.
sucks.
That
Wow.
I guarantee is something I will never get.
Yeah.
I cannot play Halo without dying at least.
I was in a
once.
match where I was at 16-0 and I couldn't fucking believe it.
So at that point, was your heart racing? You'll have
Pretty much, yeah.
Were you
Had
like,
it?
No, I ended up like 17-2. Maybe like
so
18.
when you hit
It's a
15
hit.
and 0, did you run for something and just be like, I'm going to hide the rest of the game, like duck
No.
behind a warthog? And
You
just
know what
sit
ended up
here?
happening? We were playing a shitty team and they had only 3 people, and then a fucking ringer ended up joining.
Oh, no.
Like he was incredible, yeah, and he destroyed me. I mean, there's some people that are just so much better.
Well,
than
some
me in Halo.
achievements, like in Halo 3, there was an achievement to get an overkill. I never got that.
I got that one. I got all the launch
Yeah.
achievements.
You
It's
were the
funny.
first to get 1,000. I remember there was a step in razor, which was get a triple kill with a sword.
That was a hard
which
one.
I tried to do. I imagine I tried it in 100 different matches. I could never do it. And then this one time I picked up the sword, sliced up 2 dudes. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get it, because another guy came right at me, and I ended up just punching him with the sword handle because the sword ran out. And I just clocked him in the face, and he didn't die. I was like, oh, and I just threw my controller down. And then I was like, there's 2 minutes left in the game. And I picked it up, and I grabbed another sword, and I actually got it in that very same game.
Jesus.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I tried for like 100 games, and I had 2 chances in the same game. And it was actually an achievement guide. It's on Achievement Hunter, is the footage of that.
Really?
cool.
Yeah.
You know, that was, I remember too, because we were playing Halo 3 a lot together at the time.
Well, we were racing for achievements.
Dude, and you had more games of Halo 2 than anybody I know. How many games?
Oh, Halo 2, yeah, I had 4,500 games.
4,500
my
games.
God.
Wow, yeah, enormous amount of games. Joel as well. Joel's also
Joel,
one of the
Joel has
Halo
more than
players.
I do.
But that was unique too, because that was the first Halo game that had save films. So I was saving all of my achievements when I got like Stepping Razor.
Yeah.
Or Steppin' Razor. Memorial's Day. And then also the one that killed 2 people with a laser. That was another hard one.
The cheater's achievement.
Basically, yeah. The
Well, that's what Step and Razor was. too.
overkill
Yeah.
and the kill 2 people with a laser one was the one everyone cheated on. I had legit like save films.
I have the
in-
exact same thing. Like the save film thing was just proof. In the first month was entirely just proof of my achievements.
Yeah,
Jeez,
yeah, and I think mine are still up there.
Although you never believed my overkill. You said it was bullshit.
Well, no, I was giving you hell.
I
I
got it with
totally
a hammer.
believe it. The last guy that he killed, he had to kill 4 people, 5 seconds apart?
Yeah.
And the last guy was just standing there. But that happens a lot in Halo. You're
Yeah.
just gonna like.
Someone's AFK for a minute and like,
Get the
just take
chocolate milk.
advantage of that.
All right.
Chocolate milk.
Here, let me read this thing. I want to remind everyone that this episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Hulu Plus. You've tried streaming hit shows on your PC on Hulu.com. Now it's time to start your free trial of exclusive content in your living room and on your mobile devices on Hulu Plus. With Hulu Plus, you get total control to watch thousands of shows wherever you want, whenever you want. You can use Hulu Plus on connected TVs, game consoles, Blu-ray players, Roku, Apple TV, PC, or watch from anywhere on your smartphone or tablet on demand at all times. And with Hulu Plus, you can binge on full seasons or watch your favorite current shows and even full series runs of classic TV shows. They've got shows like Community, Modern Family, South Park, SNL, Monday Night Raw, The Man Show, Jimmy Kimmel, Family Guy, Red vs. Blue, and more. Hulu Plus is only $7.99 a month, but right now they're offering an extended free trial of Hulu Plus that's available to our listeners. So just go to huluplus.com/roosterteeth or click on the banner on our site for an extended free trial. So thanks a bunch to Hulu Plus for your support. It's a great service that I've been using for a long time, and I'm glad that we have them as a sponsor.
The Man Show. Man, I haven't heard the Man Show reference in a long time.
And go watch it.
Let's get
Me
that
too.
trampoline.
So the lens on the Kinect is not. There's no shutter on that, is there?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
think-
just open at all times.
So-
There's only one camera now.
Are you gonna tape it up?
If you have to have it plugged in, are you gonna cover up your lens?
I'm telling you, man, my idea from that I talked about at the gaming podcast is a great idea. Like a little bread box, like a little accessory.
like
You just
cozy.
cover it.
But are you actually gonna do
Fucking
that?
$1 million idea. I'll probably just get lazy.
Just
probably
leave it
won't,
on.
yeah.
There you go. So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a photo of it. Yeah, the thing is kind of creepy.
Because
Sorry, John. I cannot take
I
that.
mean, it's the Connect now. I mean, it's
I know, but I don't have one, and I'm gonna have to have one basically,
we would-
and it's gonna be on the top of my TV, and I have one room, and my bed is there,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Well,
get
Gavin,
naked in
if you
front of
want
it
to
and
watch
change.
TV, you're gonna have to, motion this thing that they were doing.
I probably will just plug it in and leave it in my cabinet.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'll do with it.
Okay, just
Yeah.
not use the functionality.
Did you hear that people were complaining? Remember when we did the gaming podcast?
I just burped and then coughed, by the way. Whoever ended the podcast. I'm really
Awesome.
sorry about that.
When we did the gaming podcast, I talked about how sometimes when I'm watching videos on my 360, that people will say stuff in the movie, and my Kinect will hear it and then pause or rewind or start doing some shit.
Yeah.
People who were watching the live stream via their Xboxes and who had their Kinects plugged in kept having the stream interrupted and fucked with because the guy was doing all the Kinect controls, talking to his Xbox. So everyone's Kinects at home were listening to him and they're like kicking him out to dashboard or.
Yeah, one
So
guy was
funny.
like, one guy was saying when the dude on the screen said Xbox Home, it just went to the dashboard of his Xbox, and the guy was like, oh god.
Getting trolled by the presentation.
Well,
Yeah.
someone twittered like it's gonna be funny when you can walk into the Achievement Hunter office and say Xbox on, and then 6 Xbox light up at the same time.
Or
you-
Xbox
That won't
off.
be funny. What'll be funny is Xbox off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be wonderful.
Like Michael, or you fucking with Michael during
Yeah,
that
we talked
Skyrim
about it
thing.
on the game you won.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Well,
gonna be a bastard.
excuse me.
I don't know. I'm curious. I'm excited for the next gen. It's gonna be fun.
I'm at a point where I'm just where I was trying to get at earlier, where I don't know that I am like overall for any next gen like that I'm overly excited about it. You always want new features, right? But the 360 has kind of dimmed my, or I guess I don't know how else to put it. It's like it's already satisfied a lot of the need I have for change because the 360 is so freaking different than when it started.
Yeah.
It's a totally different platform.
It's basically just a bump in internals, right? Just bump up the internal power.
Bump in internals, eh?
And I gotta say that like the complaint that everyone's making about used games, about what the feature is and how it works, essentially what they're saying, totally rumored, is that you get a disc. Let's just say I get Halo 5, assuming they're gonna make that game. Get Halo 5, it's available on the Xbox One. I have to install it. That's a big thing. You have to install games.
But you can play them as you're installing them.
You can play them as you're installing them.
Yes.
That's cool. Like, did you guys play SimCity?
Yes.
I do not understand how that game worked at all. I downloaded a 100K file and I was already playing SimCity. And
Yeah.
it was a 6 gig install.
Well, it's like World of Warcraft where you
Yeah,
start.
No,
StarCraft, they do that.
So are you streaming it?
but you
first,
got to get
so-
up to like a gig. Really? SimCity was like I was playing immediately.
You can start almost instantly in like
Yes.
World of Warcraft.
It's
and
like
those
it's like
games.
50 megs or something to start playing.
Really? Okay, well, that's nothing for most people to download at home. But you had to install the game. I install Halo 5 on my Xbox One, and then I say it's my game, and I'm playing it. And I've heard a lot of rumors like you can have like up to like 2 or 3 or 4 accounts, almost like iTunes, where that they can play on the installation of that game. And then I can install it like on my computer on another thing. And if I'm not one of the accounts, I have to pay to play it. Like I don't have Halo 5 associated with my gamer tag at all. Now I have to pay to play it, which is the used games fee is what they're calling it. But to me, that actually is great for me. I mean, I don't buy a lot of used games. I recognize that most people do, but I do install multiple copies of a game in multiple places and want to play it without having the disc. And I usually have to wait until Games on Demand comes out to even have that functionality. Also, with multiple gamers in my house, it's kind of a pain in the ass to like, oh, I got to give you my disc, you know, or like, and it sounds more like a Steam account, which I'm totally cool with, you know.
Well, it sounds like similar to the Xbox Live Arcade right now, where whatever box you install the disc on, anyone can play it on that box.
Yep.
And apparently it just ties to your gamer tag. So at that point, you just play without the disc, and that's cool. I'm very excited by that.
That's their standard DRM today.
It sounds like that will also be the launch of just downloading games. Like if you don't need really the physical disc is like all it is just copying the game. At some point, it's going to be like you just buy the game 0 day, you know, or like at launch and immediately download it. 'Cause that's all you're getting is the data anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is sort of the beginning of that just the discless consoles. Which I mean I know there's some games now like I got a press copy of Crackdown 2 and they just sent me a download code for it, and that was a couple of years ago. That was the old Office. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of surprised that hasn't taken off more. But we are seeing now games on demand is definitely picking up. You're seeing a lot newer titles hitting it quicker, and so I think this will be sort of the next step that will lead us to like instead of waiting in line at midnight at GameStop.
I think
download it.
PS3 has some day one launches. Like
Yeah.
I think Borderlands 2 was available day one
Was it?
For download.
I think like the 3DS, right? They do.
3DS does that.
Yeah, they do launch titles.
So baby steps, man.
Yeah, no, and I'm cool with that. I'm all about. I mean, especially Google Fiber getting here soon. It's gonna be nice. It's like download a
I
game.
saw a picture of Google Fiber on Reddit the other day.
I saw a picture of Google Fiber.
Like,
What was it a
it was
picture
like
of?
in-
It's they get a box.
Oh, okay.
And I'm curious what it involves.
I think
But-
it's like the modem and stuff in the
Yeah?
box.
Yeah, it's like someone like said goodbye AT&T or something. I forget what it said, but
Can't
It's a
wait.
goodbye Time Warner. That's why I noticed it.
oh,
Yeah.
goodbye.
It's like,
Time.
yeah. I thought Gus would love that a
Yeah,
lot.
absolutely.
But just to wrap up the whole thought about the Xbox One, the thing that I identified with that people were saying is that this is a global audience. You know, they even said at the end of the Xbox One presentation, it'll be available all around the world. They're not staggering the release later this year. It indicates at least they're trying not to stagger the release for different countries.
Yeah.
But a lot of people said this is what the Xbox One dashboard looks like to me, being not in the US. And it showed everything, and they X'd out everything they wouldn't be able to use. Netflix, HBO Go, NFL, everything. It was like 90% of the dashboard was X'd out. It's like, I'm not in your country. I don't have any of these services. And these services specifically block me. Netflix, we don't have that
What
here.
country was this?
I think it was in Europe. That country. What's Paris?
that
Paris is
country.
the capital, I think, as far as I know. But yeah, so I can relate to that, you know, because we have a lot of people that watch our podcast that are in the UK and in Australia, and so you know, it's not everyone's a U.S. consumer. The NFL doesn't mean a lot.
What?
Yeah. How unfortunate for them.
She
I'm just
caused a
kidding.
fucking shitstorm. Did you see what happened with her?
Yeah, traitor.
What did you
Yeah.
What did I do?
Turncoat.
What did I do?
So in Immersion,
You don't even know.
put out an episode of Immersion, and somebody caught Barbara in her outfit. She had an American flag on her sleeve.
I
and
just
the
wanna say-
Canadians were pissed about that, dude.
I did not sew that on there. It was given to me as
Why
caution
are they
for that.
pissed?
Because
I'm
she's
sure
not
that's
from
what the
America.
Nazis said. Oh no, that was swastika.
Maybe
That was,
it is.
that was always there.
Yeah, they sewed that on before I picked up my uniform.
Well, one thing real quick, like, does anyone give a shit about the fact that the Xbox has to be like connected to the internet almost at all
I don't
times?
give a F.
Whatever.
Yeah, like people are like making such a huge fucking deal out of
People
that.
find a reason
The internet
to
is
complain.
so annoying around events like this.
Yeah,
I
there
hate
you
it.
go.
Oh, there it is.
There's an image of it if you're watching the stream.
Gavin.
Gavin sucking down the milk. So are those the new immersion suits? Like, is that
No.
that's not the immersion suits.
No, those are. In fact, there was a big debate when we were out there at the racetrack. Do we put them in the blue paper suits?
Yeah.
Or those are official racing suits that we got for
Yeah.
them.
Oh, see, I
They
thought
were
those like the
expensive.
new immersion suits.
No, those were like super expensive, like
Yeah.
real racing suits.
Flame
okay.
retardant, like everything.
Funnily
wow.
enough, not milk retardant.
No,
That's
Is
just so
anything
great.
milk retardant?
They were just retarded.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, do we still have those, or do we have to give them back?
No, they were rentals.
so we also had to retire the Oiler helmet.
Oh,
At
really?
the time, yeah. Just because it's like, you know, it's with the Oiler logo was always something, and we never knew if it was going to crop up and
That's
cause
true.
a problem. So better to get rid of it.
I'm glad that episode of Immersion's finally out.
Dude, I know, right? We filmed that
awesome.
April 1st.
Yeah.
Because we
People-
did our 10th anniversary podcast on the set of that location.
Yep.
Yep.
People seem to like it.
It was fun, dude.
I saw a lot of comments being like, "This is like my favorite Rooster Teeth video to
That,
date."
the Gavin's vomit bag flying out the window is probably my favorite.
That was a bummer.
It looks set up, but it's
Just
so
about to use it
perfect.
as well.
The interesting thing
There
for
goes
me,
the
you know, being
bag.
out there is like the chaos that happened in that final lap.
Yeah.
'Cause, like the first two laps go by, and like, all right, this is not you're going fine, and then that third lap, like everything goes to hell, and then like they pull up in the car, and they just like barrel out of that thing like with the puke bag, and they're like screaming.
Are we allowed to say there was a lot more puke involved in that shoot that wasn't shown?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot.
There's a
more
lot of
puke
comments saying I can't believe Michael threw up and Gavin didn't.
Gavin did.
I'm gonna say I threw up a lot. There's actually a shot right at the end where you don't really see it,
He's
but
throwing up on the track.
It's just like a little. Bleh.
because my bag. Let's get out.
Oh.
Here's me
Right
throwing
there.
up. Nah, that was me.
I like how they had it perfectly timed.
What was the driver's name?
Terry.
Terry. That guy was awesome. Can we include him in everything we ever do from this
That was
point on?
So cool.
He was awesome.
Can we get him
Although
displays?
he had a lot of ad libs that we had to, like, people were wondering, like, why at the end did we not have more of a wrap up like we do in all the other immersions? Immersion's a very standard format. It's explaining the game, the concept in the game. Then there's a segment where we talk about how we're going to do it. Then we show the experiment. Then we do a wrap up. The wrap up on this one was truncated, but the reason it was Terry kept ad libbing stuff, and it was like stuff that wasn't always appropriate.
Nice.
You know?
One of my favorite things was the banter between Michael, Gavin, and Terry in the car.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, Terry,
he
we
was
lost the bag. We
He was
lost the
just
bag.
ignoring
Terry."
us. He was just hauling us around that track. And I was like, Terry, you're upside down. He's like, and then there's one moment where I was like, so do you ever drink milk and cheese puffs before a race? And he just goes, oh, hell no.
You know, beforehand when we met with them, you know, Brandon, this is Brandon's like anything
That's
like
good.
posture.
Yeah.
That's
He
good.
goes like this, and he does that. So we're sitting there talking, and we're in a circle. Brandon's like talking, and we were talking to Terry, and I said, you know, between laps we're gonna feed him milk and cheese puffs, and I said, you know, it's like the tracks, you know, you can go pretty fast. I go, we've heard there's a chance they could possibly get sick. So just saying, if you're okay with that, it'd be something if like you drive in a way that like is more G-forces where they could possibly get sick. If you're okay with that, he goes, oh, I can get them sick. That's exactly what he said. He's like, I was worried you're gonna tell me not to get them sick. He goes, oh, I can get them sick.
He
And, like,
he goes like this on the first lap.
Yep. And like every single, we had a lot of race professionals out there, racing professionals that were there. There were paramedics out there. There were people that were involved with the track that we rented from. Every single person, when we told them that there was gonna be somebody in the back seat, they all was like, oh, they're in the back seat? They go, that person's gonna get sick for sure. They were all like 100%, absolutely, and we were so excited. And of course, so then we put Michael both in the back seat, like
Yeah.
on 2 laps.
Oh man.
Also, concentrating on something when your body's moving, but your thing isn't moving, is massive cause of motion sickness. So looking at that screen where everything else was going on was really threw your stomach around.
There are these really funny GIFs or GIFs now.
Gifs.
No gifts.
Gifts.
GIFs online. It's comparing me feeding Gavin milk and Lindsay feeding Michael milk.
Yeah.
For Michael, Lindsay just hands him the bottle and he starts chugging. Me, I'm like shoving the bottle into Gavin's mouth as milk's just like pouring down.
She's also yelling at him, though. I love that dynamic of Lindsay yelling at Michael.
Surprised you didn't chip a tooth of Gavin's or something the way
I
you were
was
like
careful.
jamming that ball
No,
in
it's
his
milk. It's
mouth.
got calcium.
Yeah.
It like fortifies the teeth. So they
Yeah,
don't
it'll break and then regrow itself.
That was so much fun to make, that video.
Yeah, that is, and that series in general is probably the single most requested series that we no longer make. Like, that's it. So when it came back, it's like it's always nice when something can go away and then come back. Like people have always asked about it. Probably the one. There's probably some Achievement Hunter stuff that you guys have, for lack of a better word, canceled or mothballed that people ask about. But in the history of Rooster Teeth, Panics was always the one that people always wanted us to make more Panics.
Strangerhood season 2.
No, that's a fucking Ray.
I think it's a joke.
One of his catchphrases. And then, but Immersion, man, people always ask about more Immersion stuff, so I was happy we were able to make it. And it's funny too because I remember the first season so well, and the comments, there's always that like hardcore science brigade that shows up and tells us what a fucking terrible experiment it was.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have had them in the car with the people. They should have been in the same environment as the driver. And no one ever plays an Xbox in a car. Bad experiment. It's like, thanks, dude. That would have been the most boring thing I've ever
Yeah,
watched.
yeah.
You know, watching Gavin and Michael suffer. It's like you always have to balance the like science aspect with the jackass aspect, the torture chamber part of it.
Yeah.
And with this one obviously leaned a little bit more heavily towards the torture chamber side of it.
So what are the next steps for Immersion? Can you say anything about that?
Sure. So, so the big thing was, I think I talked about in the past, that there is a couple different TV networks, and we started focusing on one in particular that we're interested in putting an Immersion on the air. We knew going into that TV is longer time frames. They move a lot slower than we do on the web. We're used to like make something and put it out, and even this thing was long, just because there was a lot of people involved with the production of this episode. We had a sponsor. We had another group that was involved, an ad agency essentially that helped us get the sponsor. So there's a lot of approval process, which made it a little bit longer. That's just, we're used to that at this point. But with TV, it's like, you just end up in development for a while. And there's even it's crazy. There are agreements on, somebody sent me some. Here. Oh, never mind. Somebody literally just
TV
got my
network
Twitter and
they're
got to direct message me on Twitter to ask me to take a specific picture of Joe the cat. It's I don't know how they got it, but it came through to my phone, so curses. But when we looked at going into the process with Immersion, going into development with the TV network, Matt and I set a milestone out there saying, okay, if we get to this point and we don't have something we're headed in this direction, we're definitely doing this, everyone's happy with what the show's going to be, then we're just going to do season 2 of Immersion on the web. I can tell you that date was essentially when this episode of Immersion comes out, this between season, because we're showing it to the audience. We're going to put Immersion back in there. I'm pluralizing everything.
Immersions.
We're going to put Immersion back in their brain. So we're going to build up demand. We can't just do that and then go retreat back to development land. And so that's where we are right now. So this is a very critical week for us. Where we're making that decision of okay, this is go, no go on this, and then we'll figure out from there what we want to do TV-wise.
How long was the gap between the pilot of Immersion to the actual start of the first
a
season?
long-
That was like
gap.
a year, wasn't it?
No, it was March to December. We
Okay,
showed it at PAX
yeah.
Boston.
Yeah.
And it was the same time that we introduced Monty working on Red vs. Blue. That was a really cool panel.
That
Yeah,
was
it
one of
was.
my favorite Rooster Teeth panels of all time.
Debuting Immersion and
Yeah.
Monty animating in RVB was...
Well, that was we showed the
Incredible.
animation in Red versus Blue. It was the warthog going through the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we showed 4 episodes of Red vs. Blue at that panel.
Yeah.
And
then
Monty
showed-
was kicking the crap out of Jeff and Gus.
Yep.
Yeah, because he was in that video too.
You got that sidekick into the car.
Yeah, I think that was Frank who gave me
That was
Yeah.
Frank, dude.
Yeah.
That was
So-
awesome.
I was fucked up after that shit.
So it was March of that year, late March all the way to December, the first week of December, right, Brandon? Was that what it was?
It'll
First
take
week
him-
of December.
It'll take him a while to answer that.
It was such a long period of time that we actually Brandon
Yeah.
gave me a thumbs up there.
Thumbs
Thank
up.
you, Brandon. It was such a long period of time we actually showed the video game car pilot again,
Re-released it.
re-released
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like it was a new
That was
episode.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. The delay between the showing it at PAX and then having the video game car.
No, that's what it is. That was the gap. Yeah.
I was happy to hear my.
We put it online after PAX though too. It was up online,
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking.
and then
of.
we re-debuted it.
No, what were you thinking
What else
of?
were you thinking about?
I was thinking about
Oh, that's what you were thinking of.
when I introduced myself to someone
Oh,
and then I
that's
reintroduced
thinking of.
myself. To
I was
I don't
happy,
even remember what that reference is now. It's so long ago.
Leave it alone.
I was happy to hear my warning, my pre-immersion warning voiceover carried over to the next season, or what?
Oh,
could
you didn't
possibly-
re-record that?
No, that's
was that an old one?
That was
Hey,
recorded
man.
like 4 years ago or 3 years ago or something
You
like
somehow
that.
always have the first word in every show.
Yeah, it's
don't you?
weird.
yeah,
So-
it's a good
So I'm
good
gonna
voice
be-
for it.
Yeah.
Ashley said that. She goes, Jack has a really nice voice. I was like,
Why don't you marry him?
Well,
Calm
that's
your
the thing.
tits.
Oh,
I've learned my skill when it comes to voice acting.
calm your tits.
The acting part I can't do, but when it comes to reading dialogue, just straight reading dialogue, or doing announcer type stuff, I can do that pretty good.
You want to read these?
Sure, can you read it for you?
you could act like Ryan, I'm sure.
What's that?
You could probably doppelganger Ryan.
Ryan?
His voice.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
vice versa.
Oh,
If you
or
ever-
Ryan could doppelganger
No,
Jack.
Ryan, he already has.
I have. Remember I put him in the beard
Yeah.
and have him do his impression of Jack? It was pretty fucking awesome. What's up, guys?
What's up,
What's up?
guys?
What's up, Achievement Hunter?
What's up, guys? What's up, internet?
Oh, we got to find that fake beard. I always wondered what happened
We
to
should
it.
just get a stash of them. Get 10.
Didn't it get left behind somewhere? I thought we heard the story behind that.
Didn't you have it in California at one point for some reason?
It disappeared.
Boo.
We just had that Barbara Punkelman RTAA, which
God.
actually,
At least that was decent.
in animated adventure form, those were all really funny. That was a really good animated
I
adventure.
have to
was really
admit,
good.
it was funny all in a row like that.
There's actually
But some of them were so bad. What was the one, the movie?
Oh, are good.
That's not even... how is
That was
it...
one of my worst
Something went
puns I've
in
ever
wrong.
made.
That was my favorite.
there's a
God, I remember those dinners when you would get them, and you would drive me crazy with those things.
so there's a pun off, the O. Henry pun off
I missed
in
it.
Austin.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
that already
last week.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's May 19th.
There are
Oh,
a lot of
man.
people telling me I should go. The thing is, I like doing puns when it's in conversation, like on the podcast. Coming up with your own stand-up routine for puns, not as easy.
A stand-up routine.
Yeah, you have to come up with a minute to a minute 30 routine essentially that you do on stage. Can't do that.
You know,
It's
I think
not
it was-
like a pun off, like two people punning.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I
rap
thought
battle.
it would be. If it was that, I could definitely do
Should we
that.
start a series called Epic Pun
Epic
Battle?
Pun battle.
Yeah.
Maybe next year I'll do it and we'll film something.
Start working on your
Epic pun
material
battles
now.
of
will.
history.
Yeah, before you two guys started working here, Jack, you remember you were at the Congress office, so
Yeah.
we had those improv lessons where
Oh, right.
when we were doing more shorts, I wanted people to get like some more formal improv training. The next step that I had in that process was I was going to make everyone go to an open mic and do
Really?
5 minutes of stand-up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I would quit.
I would. Yeah, I would
I
have.
think it's been a good run.
See you guys. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Doing improv internally is a lot different than
Let me tell you, that was hard.
stand-up.
Yeah.
I mean, being up in front of us, it was really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were all being on camera more, and it was,
I thought it was helpful.
I thought it was
I
helpful too.
thought there was some really good things that they told us I'd never thought about.
Yeah.
Joel basically schooled us all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joel was fucking amazing.
Well, I mean,
at it.
the cool
He's
thing is,
he's
like,
the only professional actor.
yeah.
Right, it's true.
The thing with like Jeff and I, like we've been doing improv together basically since we started Achievement Hunter, because like we don't script any dialogue we do in any Achievement Hunter video, so it's pretty much just like riff on whatever.
No
they're
way.
doing.
That's not scripted? Talk about drawing the curtain back, Jack. Holy shit, I had no idea.
Well, we actually did a behind the scenes video. You scared the shit out of me right there, guys. We did a behind the scenes video back in the old Congress office that we put up, and people actually got a little depressed about it. Because it's basically Jeff and I moping around waiting for a video, and then it pretty much hit play, and then we turn it on, where it's like, all right, hey guys, what's up? And then as soon as the video's over, just
We gotta
back,
get
back to off.
Is
you
it
know,
because you're
and stuff.
miserable?
Well, it's just like,
Look
you
at
know.
him. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Look how miserable I am.
It does give me a funny idea for a sketch though, which would be the Achievement Hunter writing session, where they're like, I don't know what.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, they
This-
stuck
we
the
actually-
grenade to his balls. What would be
Yeah,
a funny
it's
line
like a
here?
thesaurus full of like butts.
We actually thought
what are the
about
noises we
The
say, ass?
buttsaurus.
We thought about doing a fake behind-the-scenes video for a Let's Play, like where we come up with everything like a writers' meeting. It's like, so Michael should probably run around here, and if Gavin comes through here, and maybe
And they
maybe
goes,
throw
"Oh,
in a
Michael!"
maybe throw in a tease it, or would the tease it work better over here? Like have like a really like serious. looking
Have
video.
focus groups.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
You have like a one-way mirror when
How
a
loud
focus
should-
testing group watching it. Like,
How loud should you
How loud
scream?
should we make the mark nut? Like
Here,
So-
let me-
Okay,
let me-
real quick though, before you go into that, because I was saying that Ashley thought that you had a funny, or not funny, a good voiceover voice.
Thank you.
And that reminded me, someone I want to bring up for a little bit of time, and she's not here, so I can bring it up. I got my first like warning flag, red flag here. Let me
Do
see
we
if
have
you
to
guys
whisper?
think this is weird.
with Ashley.
Does she
I
listen
am
to
talking
podcasts?
quieter, aren't I? I'm
You
being more
just
quiet.
move here.
Yeah.
It's just us. There's no one else listening.
Yeah. So this is for, let's see if this bothers this find this as weird as I do. So we were talking about iPhone storage on the iPhone.
Okay.
Okay. And she has an iPhone 5 and I have an iPhone 5. And we were analyzing how much storage we have. And I was looking through it and I said, well, like how much like video do you have? She goes, I have this amount of video that takes up. I said, well, the bulk of mine is I was like, I can't figure out like how much music do I have? How much music do you have on your phone, like storage wise? And she goes, I don't have any music on my phone. I go, you don't have a single song, not a single album, anything? She was like, no. Do people do that a lot on their phones? She goes, I know it's an option. I was like, well, yeah, it's like the #1 thing that people use the storage
Does
for.
she
on
use
their
like Spotify?
phone. She had
or-
nothing.
How does she listen to music? Like
I don't know.
it
It was like to her, it was just like not even a thing.
So when she unpacked her phone and there were headphones with it, was she just like,
Well, you can use those for calls.
It's weird, right? It's weird.
That is weird.
Okay.
That is.
No
Run
music.
away.
so that's it.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's better than having like way too much music.
Or shitty music.
How many photos does
shitty
she
music.
have? Do you know that?
Tons of photos.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's her #1 storage thing is photos, probably.
Yeah.
That's really disturbing to me.
Is it disturbing? I knew Gavin would be the most
mean,
upset
it's
by
like-
this.
To
It's
have
like
no music?
If iPhones were around when Jeffrey Dahmer was alive, he wouldn't have had any music.
Yeah, it's like
It's like serial killer level shit.
it is.
You've
It's,
been
it's hints. It's
There's something deeper there, right?
Yeah, she's a lunatic.
I think she should get one song and put it on her phone.
So what does she do when she's
one.
walking?
I don't know. She does now the treadmill gaming thing. I showed that to her.
Yeah.
That was like watching like someone finding them like stuff. Like you see the gears just go click.
Like when you give someone heroin for the first time.
Yeah, pretty much.
thought you were gonna
she
say something
she
else.
plays this game that Gus you hate called
Ni no Kuni?
Ni no Kuni.
Fuck that game.
She plays that on the treadmill. I'm not kidding. In the first like 10 days, she walked 120 miles.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's
Isn't
like she
she up
walked
to,
to
like-
Dallas.
She walked like
Yeah.
half a marathon every day.
She must be fit.
She said she's up to like 400 miles now, right?
I don't know what she's not that high, but she does it like 3 or 4 hours a day. She just sits there and plays
Maybe
and
not
walks. on
400.
the
How much did
treadmill.
your treadmill cost?
I'm telling you, it's like $400. It's
Okay.
like the best. It's the
Yours
best.
was 400
We
bucks.
talk- yeah, that seems
fitness
cheap.
program ever.
We talked about that. Gus said you could get a treadmill for like $150.
No, I said
Like-
you said it was impossible to get a treadmill for less than $300.
I said that.
You
A
said-
good
I,
one.
I said a good one was like 1,000 to 2,000.
Mine's okay.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty good.
What's
it's not like
okay
something you'd
about
see
it?
in a gym.
What's okay? Don't answer this because we already had this discussion. What's the difference between a bad treadmill and a good treadmill? Like, what is it about yours that's bad?
Probably the motor. is probably one thing, and then the other thing is just the sturdiness of the frame materials that are used to build it.
Okay.
And
Those
like,
are along the lines of what you guys
over
said.
time, it'll just go and squeak and shit.
Some of them you can set where they'll raise up and you can run on an incline.
Yeah.
Mine does that.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I usually walk at a 5 incline and
that a
3
5?
miles an hour if I'm playing. I guess it's 5 degrees.
That's
like
5 degrees.
I'm playing Far Cry 3 right now. I'm up to 38 miles playing Far Cry 3, and to give it perspective, I have half the outposts captured. Okay. So I walk at a 5-degree incline and 3 miles an hour. But if I ever play anything like Halo, I gotta go flat and like 1.5 to 2 miles.
I'm surprised you can use an incline and go faster in Far Cry 3 because there's so much stealth. Or maybe you don't play stealthy.
No, I do.
With me in Far Cry 3, I was always like sneaking and in the jungle and like never being seen.
Hey, when the fuck am I gonna get the ability to take down heavies?
Oh, that's late.
Is
That's
it?
pretty far.
Or do you need an arrow for that?
So when you're on the treadmill,
No,
do
you
you,
can take
do you
down.
brace
You gotta-
yourself to hold the controller? You're just walking, just not touching anything.
I
that's
have,
how you, like-
I have wiped out
Broke your leg or something.
miraculously. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Has
like,
anyone
The
ever...
big thing is you step on the part of the treadmill that doesn't move. Like
Yeah.
you just like drift when you're going left, and you step on the part of the treadmill and you stumble on the treadmill, then you're like, bup, 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 bup. And there's been times where I've gone down and like shot off the back.
I've done that thing where like a headphone came out of my ear, and I like just not even thinking, just reach down to get it, and then your center of gravity like falls forward. It's like, oh Jesus, like grabbing onto whatever you can to try to
People
right
falling
yourself.
on treadmills is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best Jackass skits, was the treadmill stuff. Has anyone ever modified a controller where a treadmill powers the forward on a thumbstick?
Yeah, there's a group who did that with World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay.
Where
Like you walk
they
in
modified it. Yeah,
relation to the
so
game.
your walking in the real world was equivalent to the walking in the game.
That'd be
So
interesting.
anytime your character had to move, you had to start walking on this treadmill to make a move forward.
When I first started doing it and I got really into doing it, that was like right after the last season of Immersion. When I did, I want to see like a side by side of like me from the last episode of Immersion and then this one we just did. Like
You
I should-
If,
look
if only we could do
ridiculous.
that.
they're really different.
If only
Yeah,
we
if
had
only
the
we do that.
If
technology.
only we had footage of that.
But at the time in the office, I didn't want everybody to hear the motor all the time, so I went out and bought for like $120. I bought a treadmill that was just the belt.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was like that thing didn't work for shit. That thing was terrible.
Well,
Like,
so you had to actually push on it, like push.
yeah, it was almost like a hamster wheel in a way, where you were the
I would
one
rather
running.
have a hamster wheel.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the problem with this one is it created resistance. So it was much harder to walk than normal.
Yeah, you had to really concentrate. Yeah. The treadmill, just the motor just keeps you going.
Yeah,
You know.
it helps.
Here, let me read this thing. I got sidetracked. I want to remind everyone, this podcast is also brought to you by...
I've been thinking about doing something with Burnie.com, and I don't know what. I feel like maybe talking about like on there, posting some stuff that I do outside of Rooster Teeth.
You do stuff outside Rooster Teeth?
Well, yeah, you came to something with me last night.
What the? Oh yeah. I did.
Yeah.
What'd you
which was- I went to there's some initiative. I should know what I'm talking about here. So this initiative here it was in New York and in Austin and San Francisco. It was called iMarch, and it was a movement for immigration reform.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they asked me to moderate the panel.
How'd it go?
I thought it went pretty well.
There's some interesting people on that panel.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm not an expert in immigration. I told them that when I was doing this. But my experience with you two guys getting you visas to come to the U.S. was frustrating as hell, but worth it, obviously.
Yeah,
Aw.
Really?
worth
Yeah.
it.
Totally worth it. If only, no, never mind. What do you do? Get married or something and just lock in the
To
green
each
card?
other?
Going for a green card? Either of
Yeah.
you?
I'll do it.
Yeah?
I think I actually have a meeting like next week about it.
Yeah?
My,
Definitely gonna go for it?
Status here. Yeah, why not?
I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
That way it's
I had
like
to have
it's
an awkward
done.
conversation with Barbara about it. So it was like a couple weeks ago. I was like, "So, are you happy at Rooster Teeth?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You think you want to keep working here?" She's like, "Why? What's wrong?" I was like, "No, I'm just. I have to know for immigration purposes."
I was like,
so we
"Yes,
just get
please."
started
Why
working
did
on
you
your-
have to know?
on your paperwork, huh?
Why did you have to
He's
know
my
that?
I'm her
boss.
boss.
Oh, yeah, weird.
She's my only employee.
Yep.
Adam used to work for me, but I don't
think
like other
Adam's
places.
your boss
I
now.
promoted
Yeah.
him.
Is Adam your boss now?
I think Rebels are.
That was his boss. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, kind of.
Jeez, Rebel is fucking huge now. That dog.
Rebel is only 3 weeks older than my dog,
God, dude, that dog is so
Drogo?
damn big.
Oswald Drogo.
Joel was telling me at one point he came downstairs and was in the lobby and Rebel spotted him, and Rebel darted for Joel and actually shifted Adam's desk, like moved the
Yeah.
whole damn
I
desk.
saw Holly playing with Rebel once, or I think she was talking to Joel because Joel was sat at Adam's desk. And
I
Holly
love
was-
that. She's either playing with a dog or talking to Joel.
I mean,
Wasn't
similar
sure which
conversation.
one.
Same tone of voice.
But I think what happened was that Holly couldn't see Joel because of the monitor, so she looked under the monitor like this, and then Rebel saw someone through the door and ran and took the desk, and it slid the desk and slammed into Holly's face.
Wow.
And I was just walking by, and I just saw her go.
She has a lot of unlucky moments. She trips all the time. I think she fell again recently in the hallway.
I've seen her fall from being sat down in a chair. I don't know how she does it. Like
No, she
she
fell
like
out of a chair
tripped
once.
while sitting down.
Yeah.
Poor Holly.
You need a word for that.
Man.
That'd be a good word for that. Tripping while sitting.
We saw more security footage
Shredding.
pop up in the RT Life with the tree falling
Damn,
down.
that fucking tree, man.
Have we talked about that on the podcast at all?
Have we talked about your dog on the podcast yet?
Maybe we mentioned.
We mentioned it.
Yeah, maybe this past week we
What's your dog's
mentioned
name?
Oh, that's right,
Emma.
because it shit on the
Emma.
ground. You were
Emma.
pissed about you wouldn't come to Game of Thrones because the dog
Poor
pooped
doggy.
one time.
it. Yeah. No, yeah, Emma's great. She's a little cute little
She's
dog.
so cute.
She's a freaking
Why'd you get a
adorable.
dog?
All puppies are
Yeah,
cute.
why did you get a dog?
Because my girlfriend wanted a dog, and I was like, all right, let's get a dog.
Your
But
girlfriend
now-
wanted a dog?
Yes.
But now
Where
you
does
have
your
a,
girlfriend live?
She lives right now with me.
Where does she live permanently?
Right now with me. So
how long for?
we'll see. We're working on it. So-
That sounds like a great scam. I want to get a dog on the other side of the world.
Go
That's
visit.
a good way to
Well, no,
force someone to
she's
stay with
awesome.
I
you.
have a dog on the moon.
No,
So,
you can never leave me.
That'd be an interesting thing, like a plan where we basically get into a relationship with someone, convince them to buy a dog, and then leave, and see who can quit.
That
who
sounds
can
like
do
a
it.
great plan, Gavin.
Sounds
Jesus
great.
Christ.
Is it like the equivalent of like convincing someone you're pregnant so they have to stay with you?
How do you do that?
How did you do that,
You'd have a
Barbara?
much easier try of that than us.
Yeah.
What you do is you take Griff balls and then you go whoop.
You think that would work if you showed up at 9 months?
Yeah.
You know, from week to
happened?
week, just showed up with a full pregnancy belly and said, I'm pregnant. We're having a baby tomorrow.
Now you have to love me
Now you have to love
Yeah.
me.
forever.
And the baby.
This will change.
Oh, there you go.
Is that your
There's
dog?
Emma. Yeah, that's Emma.
So cute.
Dude, she's freaking awesome.
How old's your dog?
She is just over 2 months right now.
What kind is it? It's Australian.
She's an Australian Shepherd mixed with Shiba, I think, or Chiba or something.
Sheba.
Like I don't know. We know she's Australian Shepherd and then some other stuff, but she's super cute and her paws aren't gigantic. Like Rebel, you could see his
You don't know
paws
what
were
your
like.
dog is? You really don't know?
Well, we got her a pound, or we got her Austin Pets Alive. So it was like these are
Jack's a cat person.
yeah. I don't
What
know.
kind of cats do you have? Do you even know?
Yeah, orange.
Are
and-
there different kinds of
Orange and
cats?
tortoise shell.
Of course, there's
Cat and
Yeah, it's like
Himalayan.
Siamese
Yeah.
and
Siamese.
anyway.
Some
But
cats have that flat saucepan hit face.
I gave Joe the cat a bath the other day.
oh
How'd
yeah,
that go?
Fucking badass.
no.
It was awesome.
Was
Did
he
you
just
just
like
stand there?
He's become an outdoor cat now. Like he just hangs out all the time.
He pretends he doesn't know you when he's with his friends.
Pretty much, yeah. He's like, hey. When I go to pick him up from the mall, he gets like, finally gets in the car.
Drive around.
park a block away?
But he like lays out on the back porch, just like in the baking in the sun. That's like what he does now.
Nice.
And as a result, he became a bit of a flea bag. He became very flea ridden, and so I bathed him, and that was fun.
How's his tan?
What's that?
How's his tan? Pretty good.
Yeah, he's all soft and fluffy now. So it's
Yeah.
great.
So he actually put up okay with the bath?
Fuck no,
Okay.
he didn't at all. He freaked out.
I would
big time.
love to see that.
It makes
Yeah.
me think of that older video on the internet of the cat in the cat washing machine.
Oh god.
There's a lot
That's
like
such
that.
a mean fucking video.
What?
It's under the sea.
Yeah, hold on, fuck.
Yeah,
So
it's
there's
one of
also
those-
that famous image of the cat in the shower, where
Yeah.
it's like on the glass.
His eyes are so huge.
Joe
So was that
like
the first time you saw Joe the cat with any form of emotion about anything? Because I imagine, because he doesn't give a crap about anything.
No.
So when you put him in the bath, he must have been like, what am
He
I
also
feeling right
hissed
now? What
at
is this?
Jack's dog?
Sorry?
He hissed at your dog.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never saw
Did
Joe
he really?
hiss ever.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But the dog just ran up to him barking, and he just hissed, and that was it.
I think
Yeah.
he noticed that the dog was getting more attention than he was.
Probably so.
No, Emma, she's awesome, but like I have two cats. I have two cats
fast
that
forward
are,
that?
yeah, that are like 10 years old.
Oh my God, what is?
Yeah, so this
Oh,
is
no.
This can't be.
Oh, I have seen this video.
There's a cat washing device called the Pet Spa.
It looks. Oh.
We'll put this in the link dump for those of you listening on
Is this
audio.
cruel or
Yeah.
is this good?
yeah. So this is the original one. It actually has the Little Mermaid song Under the Sea
I
playing.
mean, I don't think anything could be.
Oh, this is
kind
what
when
this
you're
this
watching
poor
a
cat right there. It knows something's wrong,
Oh,
and
no.
then and here we go.
Oh God.
It's like that cat is having a heart attack
Well, at
right
least-
now. That cat
God.
is slowly dying.
At least all of it's becoming clean. Oh my God.
Now, that is exactly what I went through, but imagine I'm that sheet of glass. And that scraping noise he must be making hitting that, he was doing that but on my
Do
body.
you think that's a big reason people declaw cats? So they
What,
can
like
watch
bathe
them?
them?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I've watched.
Scratch
I think
the
the main
hell
reason
out.
people declaw cats is to save their furniture.
So
Yeah.
furniture.
Yeah.
I've watched my cats before. If you get like a firm grip on them and they know they're not going anywhere, eventually they will calm down. It's gonna like take it.
Put like clip
So
on
at least
their
I know that's what mine do. I don't know
Why don't you
how
show me
Joe
a video
works.
of a cat behaving when you pinch its...
Oh,
Yeah.
you take
Yeah.
Oh, the binder clip.
the binder clips, one of those black clips with the long silver tabs on it, and you squeeze. It's like a triangle, black triangle, and you pin it on their neck. They lock up.
Yeah.
And we didn't try that with him though, and he did.
Does that actually work for every cat?
It worked on the cat in the video. So I believe the internet when it comes to cats. That's like
Yeah.
the one source of authority that the internet
That's
has.
the only source of.
Yeah, the
information.
we have a. Oh, Brandon says they have a picture comparison between me for different immersions.
Wow, who was
nice.
working on that?
You
that
wanna
was
see
quick
that?
work.
Yeah, there we go.
Jeez.
Wow, that's pretty different.
And you look much better on the right.
That was the Doom one too.
Yeah.
God, I still have that Lone Star shirt too. Unbelievable. But Jinx actually got it. She got it the worst because she's like, hey, and I was like, well, I looked over when we're washing the cat, and she's like, come on, hey, cut it out. And I look over, and fucking Joe has, I mean, literally, she had his arms like that when we're holding the sink, and I was washing them off. He had taken his two main fangs, and they were just in her arm, like they were in.
Wow.
Like we pulled them off.
like a
And
snake.
she was just like, hey.
yeah,
cut
she
it
was
out.
like, hey, cut it out.
I think
cut it out.
I think actually on my profile on Rooster Teeth, I have a picture of me washing Kusei in a sink. And it's one of those things you
Oh,
can
and there's Ashley.
yeah, you can actually see
Yeah, there's old Joe the cat.
that's him being dried off, it looks like.
Yeah.
He looks so happy.
That's weird. Cats
The
hate
bathroom's entirely wet. That is not the bathtub. That's the floor of the bathroom.
cats hate being washed, but they love being dried. It's weird.
I-
But on my profile, I have a photo of me washing Kusei, and you can see her hand on the side of the tub, and it's like you can see all of the muscles in her arm, like trying to pull herself out of it.
I had a cat that actually liked baths.
Oh yeah.
And in fact, if I didn't close the door to my bathroom when I was showering, she would come in and like jump in the shower with me.
That's cool.
I'd be like, "What the fuck? You
And then
like, get out of
instantly
here."
regret it.
Did you let her do it?
Yeah, why not? I was like, "Okay, great. Don't have to wash a cat. Some soap for me, some soap for you. All right, let's go."
I guess it would mean you couldn't monk it in there, though.
Why
Just
not?
make sure you lock the door, or make sure you close the door.
Or just don't aim for the cat.
You don't want a crusty cat later on, do you?
Well,
What's
how
in the
big
shower?
is your shower?
Hand me the keyboard. I want to show you. Do you ever see the picture of the cat that doesn't know how to drink?
No.
Here, Jack, get me on the thing.
It's like the ultimate internet experience.
Just cats.
Control T.
Control T. Far left.
Control
So
T.
by the time this podcast comes out, there will be a short that we've released that's coming out today, Thursday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, right, yeah. So it is your birthday,
celebration
Gavin.
of Gavin's birthday.
We'll start
Today?
with that. So my wife left you a funny Facebook comment. I wish she had tweeted it because I wanted to retweet it, where she said, "Happy birthday, Gavin. I think you're top, even though you look like a bottom."
It was good. It was witty.
Which I
Wow.
think
Esther's fucking
I was
funny.
like, that's really fucking funny.
I got... Because I didn't care about birthdays. I couldn't give it...
Sorry,
toss.
that's loud.
So
Wait till it plays. There it goes. Plays. There's a cat drinking from a sink. The cat has no idea how to drink. So it decides to drink by like pushing its head into the
It
fountain
has to drink the
stream,
liquid that runs down its head.
and then drinking the runoff. Stupidest cat I've ever seen in my life.
meow, 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 meow.
God, I love the internet and cats. It's the perfect combination.
I like how it's still playing on that.
Someone
screen.
actually
Watch.
someone actually found my Instagram account. Because I signed up for Instagram like 2 years ago, something like that. All it is photos of my cat Uday. Like there's just nothing
must-
but
I think
cats.
That's
Gavin's
creepy.
Instagram beats you.
Oh yeah.
Just
No,
one
I love.
picture
I
on it.
saw that post. It was like all like it's all orange
Yeah,
the whole way
it's,
down.
yeah, it's all pictures of Uday.
so
Yours, just one picture.
you had a tweet, I guess, thanking people for your birthday wishes, and you said something like, "You're closer to the age of 50 now than when you were born."
Yeah,
And
like,
then-
as soon as it ticked over to 21st, I guess there's more time between me being born and now than there is between 50.
Jordan had JUdan23 had
Yeah.
a funny reply. What did he say? He said something like, "You're now older than most babies."
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Now. Only now.
You're closer to
I'm closer to 50 than I am to
Then-
0.
than you are to being born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying there.
Yeah, why were you
Because
questioning?
what does that mean?
That's
You're
what I
older than
said.
most babies. But
Oh,
I don't get Jordan's joke.
It was
It's just
dumb
like
and he's stupid. I hate you, Jordan. Just kidding.
it's just a dumb reply to a dumb tweet.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, on your birthday we released a short, which is coming out tonight, which we can talk about freely because this will air.
Made out with a dude.
This is the short we showed at the PAX East panel.
First dude you've ever kissed in your life?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Little delay there. It's all right.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
It's okay. It's actually okay. Have you kissed anybody since then? Any dude since then?
No. The weird thing is that I was asked to do that, and I was like, sure, why not? Be funny, right? And then afterwards, everyone was like, I can't believe you did that. I mean, did they pay you more to do that?
I was
like,
shocked that you agreed to that so easily.
Yeah, but what's so bad about it? I don't understand the big deal. Oh, God.
I can also say.
Oh, God. I can't watch it
We're
because I'm
showing
never
him on the
seen
video
it.
stream.
Gavin
Gavin's
hasn't
watching
seen this.
himself
Gavin
watch
hasn't
it
seen
right
I
any
now.
of
refuse to
this
watch it.
short.
Oh, there we go.
So
I said Achievement Hunter plug there.
The other,
Look at that.
the other thing too is that this was probably the single most watched short internally. Like everyone watched it over and over again.
Why?
Barb, in your office, you guys had it on a loop.
We were testing the DVD, to be fair.
Every time I walked in office, there's a lot of videos on that DVD. This one was playing constantly.
I don't know what Adam's into. He's the one who had that.
She always
plan.
used to
seen
push
that
me into
short
the room.
once, and it was at our panel at PAX
That's
East.
me too.
I've seen it everywhere.
I did-
Because I know people would always try to drag Gavin in to watch it with
Yeah,
them.
Barbara would shove me into the room, and I would just hear the music.
What I
And
said
I'd
was,
know what was going on.
it was more awkward for me to watch you kissing Samantha
Why?
than to watch you kissing Tom.
You
'Cause
don't
I-
like to watch me make out?
Because one was like,
Cool linebacker.
Yeah, no, like she's married. Like I know her. Like Tom's like, it's different. Like I feel like I know her husband, and Tom's just like an improv actor who does goofy stuff.
Yeah.
So I would expect that from him.
yeah. You also see, I think, a lot more lip in the Gavin Samantha kiss than the Gavin Tom kiss.
It's amazing how non-sexual it is to make out with someone when you're being filmed.
It is.
Like it's not hot at all.
Especially like take after take after take.
Yeah,
How many
my
times do you have
mouth.
to do it?
I guess we did like 10 of each, at
It was
least.
like a couple hours
Yeah,
filming.
and the most disturbing thing is because Chris was filming it, I would glance his face behind the camera and he'd be going with his tongue.
Wait, really?
I took video of Chris who was filming, and he was just like going like this.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And then-
show
He
that
didn't,
to
he
me.
didn't know he was doing it until I
so
pointed
wasn't
it out.
Did you know about this?
Oh no.
Not until I said, "Hey, you know what you're doing with your
Did you
mouth,
know you
right?"
had video of it?
I think so.
Oh my God! I'll
It's like someone who plays a video game and like leans
Yeah.
when they're turning.
And then he was taking a still for the thumbnail. He was making me do all these faces. He was like, "All right, do a face like this," and I kept bursting out laughing because behind the camera I could just see like one eye and this like he would be doing it as well.
Yeah, we filmed. When did we film that? That was filmed back in
Ages ago.
February,
I guess so.
January.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
if we showed it at PAX East and
I had a very tired mouth at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's hard to kiss
Y'all
for
film
that
that in
long.
the kitchen, which is pretty much like, okay, no one in the entire office make any noise for the
More
entire
like
day.
The kissing.
And it's just
I gotta say, Gavin has like taken
ignored.
several for the team at the last couple big
I'm
conventions
totally.
we've been to.
If it's filmed, I'll do pretty much anything.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't involve anything in my
So,
asshole.
and-
We showed that at PAX
Well.
Boston,
There's that
and
idea.
we had. I don't know if we did anything at PAX Prime with Gavin, but I remember at RTX you weren't here, and that's when I told the story about our trip to Australia when I kicked you in the
yeah.
urinal.
My penis
Urinal.
bonged against the metal.
so you talked about him taking one for the team, and you talked about how you do anything if it's filmed.
Yeah, like I'm honestly going to be disappointed if I don't get seriously injured in immersion.
You know,
I'll help with
In
that.
this week's RT recap, we did a bunch of spit takes where we all spit on Brandon.
I read the email that went out. I would not do that. I'm a little under the weather. I'm a little froggy today, but I mean,
It was
And he said it was
tremendous.
okay because it's not people aren't spitting on him. It's just water
There it
that's
is.
in people's mouths. And
So wet.
my counter argument to him was, okay, so it's just water that's in someone's mouth. He goes, yes. I go, what if we got a line of homeless people and they all did spit takes on you? It's just water in their mouth, right? He says, no, I wouldn't do that. Oh, what's the fucking difference?
yeah.
Good point.
some of those animators, you know.
Pretty sure
I
Dustin's
don't,
homeless. Pretty sure. One of those guys has to be.
I don't trust where they've been.
Yeah, and then we had to do one take where it was Brian and I on either side of him were supposed to spit take him on both sides. And the way they were positioning us, lining us up, I said, guys, we're just going to spit on each other.
Yeah.
They were like, oh,
You
yeah,
came
right.
in soaking wet before. But did you get spit on?
I came at the last minute to include myself in the spitting.
That's what she said.
You know.
So you came at the last minute and got wet.
No, well, I spat on him once, and then they were kind of like rotating people in and out to get more and more. And at the last take, they had everyone who was still there spit on him at the same time. So obviously, everyone's cross streams. I have no idea what just
I
happened.
caught it too. Nothing. Continue.
Anyways, everyone spit on each other, but I got the bulk of it. And then Brandon hugged me, and he was just covered in water and everything. So I had to change clothes. What? What? I don't understand what's happening. What did I miss?
Brandon's back there crying. You can watch the podcast.
Just rewatch it. It'll be funny. It's
Okay.
about 65, 67 minutes into it.
He made a really terrible joke. and I couldn't let it go by because
Was
it was
it a
just such a
bukkake
bad
joke?
joke.
Yeah, who was JJ keeps saying boo cake.
I thought he was taking the piss, but is he, that's how he says
It's
that?
bukkake.
Is that
he
how he
said-
says it? I
he
don't
said-
know.
It's
was like,
real easy to
everyone
get
line
stuff
up.
wrong. It's real easy.
I wasn't sure, yeah. If
He was like, everyone get in a line, a bew cake line.
yeah, I wasn't sure if he was like fucking with us or he
I
was
turned to
serious.
Kerry and we were just like, bew?
Bukkake?
Bukkake?
Well, it's one of those things.
Well,
do you
what's
want to be the person who corrects them?
Right,
Yeah.
That
what's
you
more-
have bukkake integrity. that
What's
you-
more fucked up, that he doesn't know or that you know?
We're from the internet. Everyone knows what it is.
Even I know what it is.
Yeah. But foreign words can be
filter.
tough like that. Like it's a Japanese word, right?
Yeah.
I assume. Bukkake. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like
Burnie.
Italian bukkake. But
Bukkake.
I knew a dude forever who pronounced. He knew the word souffle, but when he read it, he read it as suffle. And that's how he always read it. And I was that way. I knew the word epitome. I knew that word in my head.
Epitome.
Epitome. Whenever I read it as epitome.
There was a guy for ABC News, a guy named Chuck Todd, who was reading a press release from the White House, and he read literally as light rally. And he just kept going. Like, he didn't track himself, and he's like, light rally. All right.
Dude, I love to watch people's thought process derail
Yeah.
when they make a mispronunciation.
I always had that with Walking Phoenix, that guy's name.
Joaquin.
Was it?
Yeah.
Joaquin.
Yeah,
Joaquin.
but
Joaquin.
whenever I would read it, I thought it was someone different.
I think last podcast we talked about biopic and biopic.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
Called it biopic forever.
Yeah.
I always thought it was biopic too.
Did you guys see the guy who got fired from the news broadcast on his very first day?
Yeah.
What do you say? Well, fuck me or something like
Dude, it
He
was
was
you
someone
dropped-
difficult, it's like a difficult name to say. He was like, well, fuck me.
And then did he say something really weird, like really weird phrasing that he was from the South or something?
On
Or
his first day he did that.
Yeah.
No, his first broadcast.
Yeah, it was
He's
like-
his co-anchor is introducing. He was like, "Oh, this is a bunch of shit."
And then, like, the
Play
anchor
it.
introduces him, kind of loses it. Like, it rattles her, and she's like trying to like regain composure.
They went to commercial break and they come back and the dude's gone.
Yeah.
Just like doesn't exist.
She was
Here, I'll look
literally
it
like
up.
Control
introducing
T.
like this is
Yeah,
his
thanks,
first broadcast ever, and he just goes nuts on it.
Yeah, I mean, live stuff's hard.
Yeah.
You know, we do not this week, obviously, but normally every week, we have to put this podcast out at a certain time. And, despite the fact we've been doing it for several months now, it's still like, you got to get all this shit right. You
Yeah,
know, you have to coordinate with a
And
bunch
now
of
with
people.
more podcasts.
I feel
too.
comfortable saying this because it's taped, but I actually find today weirder because I know it's not live.
Yeah.
I literally know there's people not watching it right now.
it feels like it's a different pace.
It does, and I know now the audience is going to say, "Oh, I thought the same thing the whole time."
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're putting that idea in their heads.
It's the second one.
It's
second
not
one there.
seeing the interaction or reacting to what's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we don't mention it, you can still see it, what they're thinking.
But you definitely after doing this for 200 something times now, you do slip up occasionally and kind of do something like even on I think last week on Horse or Pig or something, I messed up and in my editing, I've done 160 something episodes of Horse where I forgot to change the name of the map author and everyone just lost their shit over it. It's like, I'm sorry that I fucked it up once,
Yeah.
It
happens.
happens.
Just,
Just
just don't make mistakes.
Yeah, like we had a fucked up thing in last week's podcast where we uploaded the audio file. Then after it was uploaded, when it was on the server, somehow an audio track got fucked up. So 47 minutes into it, it sounded weird. Like there was a
really?
track that was doubled. So within 5 minutes, I'd found it and replaced it. But still, we were like, "Oh my God, doesn't anyone proof it before you post this?" I was
Yeah.
like, "It was fine. I swear to God."
Yeah.
Like the file just got fucked up somehow
Yeah.
in the upload, and it was replaced almost instantly.
And that
Trying to
happened
do the
with
mouse.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Do you know, in the history of Red versus Blue, we never had a continuity error or any problem. Hold on, let's go back. I gotta go back. All right, so turn this up. How do I?
And then he just said something really weird.
We can't turn it up here.
Okay, hold on. All right, I'm gonna replay this from the beginning. They're about to bust into this guy, North Dakota's News, NBC, and this is this guy's first day, and he's being introduced while bitching.
High definition. Gay. Fucking shit.
Good evening, I'm Van Chu. You may have seen our newest AJ on NBC North Dakota News, and he'll be joining the weekend news team as my co-anchor. Tell us a little bit about yourself, AJ.
Thanks, Van. I'm very excited. I graduated from West Virginia University, and I'm used to, from being from the
Yeah, he
East
just
Coast.
fucking threw himself off.
I'm
Okay,
used
well,
to
welcome
being.
aboard, AJ.
Thanks.
Go for it.
I think the problem was, I think
Happy
actually
birthday,
when I
man.
listened to that thing, they're talking about you're listening to North Dakota's finest or whatever. He's like, yeah, fucking bullshit. I think he didn't want to be in that shitty market.
No, I
He's obviously a young guy starting out,
I thought he was nervous.
He was even talking about being from the East Coast. He did not want to be in North Dakota.
I think.
Really?
Oh, I thought the story I'd heard, and you can kind of hear him do it, is like he's looking at copy for an upcoming story he has to do,
Yeah.
and he has to mention some foreign politician, and it's a really difficult name, and he's trying to pronounce it, then he just goes, fucking shit.
Fucking shit.
'Cause he
news
has to
anchor
say that
fired
name.
after
Doesn't he say fucking gay ass shit? I mean,
No. He was saying something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah. This is like everything you could possibly say get fired from the news in one day.
See, I'm
Yeah.
happy we could swear on this live broadcast.
Yeah.
But see,
Okay.
doing this podcast, I've done radio and stuff after, like, since we've been doing this podcast. I get nervous as hell anytime I do live radio. It's like, oh God, I'm going to say something because I'm just so used to just being natural, not worrying
Which you
about
never
it.
do.
But then you start thinking about it.
You
and
don't
then-
swear a lot though, do you?
No, I don't typically. But it's like, but even then, it's like now that like you know you're not supposed to, like you almost like it almost makes it easier to curse.
Yeah.
It's weird, but
But in all the years doing Reverse Blue, we never had like any continuity errors or anything like that. And then what episode was it where there was a continuity error? It was like the first time I ever let anyone else direct an episode. There was a continuity error. There was a character like standing there who's not in the
Oh.
thing at all, and they turned it into something funny.
Yeah,
it was
that's,
Caboose's brother, Cecil.
That was
I remember that.
Yeah,
Was it
That was
you, Drew?
very early on.
no, that was like season 2.
season 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then
so
like there was
we
a
had-
whole character.
Oh, yeah.
Cecil.
It was Caboose's brother, Cecil.
I wasn't there and I couldn't direct that episode.
Could he come back in season 11?
Cecil?
He came back in the outtakes of season 5.
Right. Yeah. We
Cecil
turned it into a
11?
thing.
And then quickly after that, there was another continuity error after the St. Patrick's Day episode when Tucker came back as the wrong color.
Yeah.
Oh no, Tucker's color was always a massive problem. But you know from season 7 when you directed it, Tucker's color would change depending on where he was standing too.
Yeah.
It was that
Well,
teal
also the-
aqua thing.
the
I mean, that was
names.
different though. That was the case definitely in the later seasons. In the earlier seasons, in the Halo 1 days, it wouldn't change though.
Because everyone went to a different color green for the St. Patrick's thing. And
Right.
He never went back.
He never went back to the correct.
he never returned to his
But
aqua.
that was one of the
No,
annoying
he went
things.
back to cyan instead of
Cyan
aqua
or
or something
aqua?
like that.
Teal.
Teal.
I think season 7 was the first time we saw Tucker in Halo 3. Is that right?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time trying to get his color right.
And because they always change the names of the colors every game, we were really trying to figure out. We had
It
to
was
actually
either
stand 3 different
aqua,
dudes.
cyan, and teal.
Yeah.
All 3 of those colors would be interchangeable across all
Yeah.
different games.
Fuck that.
Yeah, like aqua was teal and then teal was
And
cyan.
they're the only 2 colors that are like that in any game. It's the same in Minecraft with the dyes of war. It's like, is this cyan or is this teal? I always get annoyed. Like, just don't put one of them in. Just leave one out.
And those colors like blue greens, anything that's got green in it gets fucked up. Like you guys, I'm assuming, maybe not you, Barbara. Maybe I'm assuming too much though. Have you ever played Street Fighter before? Street Fighter
Yeah,
2?
of course I have.
Okay, Blanca. What color is Blanca?
He's green.
Green.
He's yellow to me. I swear, I will
You're
fight
so
this.
Google
guy.
it.
Everyone says
I
that.
think what you should Google is a red-green colorblind test, like one that tests varying degrees to see like how colorblind you are.
Oh, how
Dad's
does it
gonna
test
pull
it?
up
Because it
Blanca.
could be a lack of
Now
ability to see
don't
certain
do the
pigments.
drawings. That middle one right there. That's in the game.
He's on fire. He's electric there. I'm
He
talking
is
not
yellow.
electric. He's electric. It doesn't count when his electricity's
That
on.
is a yellow
Don't click on that,
character.
you motherfucker. That's right.
Look at him fighting. They always draw him as green. I recognize that when they draw him, he's green.
There.
That's a yellow fucking character.
What's that on the right?
Look at
No, don't look at a drawing.
Look at that thing. No.
Click
on
on the
that one.
game.
Click on that one.
That
Visit
dude,
original image.
that is fucking
Zoom
yellow.
in. Zoom in.
Control.
Control.
Control scroll.
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
Control scroll.
Control scroll.
Loud noises.
Hold down control and scroll up with your mouse over the picture.
What color is that?
Blue.
Blue. Thank you. It's Blanca fighting Blanca.
Well,
What
he does
color
look-
is
he
that?
does
No,
look yellow.
I mean
That's yellow.
That
He's
guy's
yellow.
That
He's
guy's yellow
fucking
as well.
yellow.
But then look at the image up here, like in
That's
the upper left
green up
corner. That's
there.
green.
Listen,
up there.
dude, I recognize that they always make him green in the art, but he's in the game, he's fucking yellow. And I've always wondered why they draw him as green, but in the game, he's fucking
Do
yellow.
a colorblind test. How do you
That
see-
is a yellow character.
That's the
no, that's not
alternate-
the same
that's
one.
the alternate
That's
color
turbo
scheme.
color. Look at us. Gosh, we're immediately like, no, not variants.
That doesn't count. Oh.
There's
Keep
this,
it original.
Look, somebody even obviously drew a picture with him in the game versus him in the artwork, like right up there, second from the right.
This one?
No,
No,
the
between
Second
them.
from the right.
Terrible.
The one with the two
I thought that was
blonde
one thing.
Look, they're obviously showing there that they draw him always as being green, but in the game he's fucking yellow.
Well, that's kind of like a greenish yellow.
I get that, but for years people have said, "What color's Blanca?" They say he's green. In the game, he's not. He's a fucking yellow character. I don't get why they draw him as
I
green.
understand. I feel your pain all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I know.
that's bugged me for years. I'm finally glad somebody acknowledges that.
Is there a way to prove that we're all seeing the same color? Like we talked about this before, like how the
I
brain
think
perceives.
there's like online.
Like what if that is red?
I think there's online games you can play that like test your color perception.
But it's your perception of that color.
Yeah, but what if you see
This
green
is like
as
third
red?
grade philosophy that you guys are getting into here. Like,
Well,
is the
you'll never
color, you've grown up, you've seen that color, and people have always said that's red to you.
Like
I think
what
the
if,
great philosophy is like, is the cookie delicious if you don't eat it?
like what if
Everyone's butt smells the same.
what if the sky for me is
Does
what I
anyone
see
like
on
the
the
smell
grass?
of farts?
No, I
It's
get
very
what, I
possible
get
it
what
could
you're
be.
saying. Like, if I look through your eyes.
Yeah. Would everything be like weird?
Right.
Or would it be a slightly different shade?
Do you think it
We all have
matters
different eyes.
depending on how people describe colors? Like they describe blue as being
You
very
can't,
serene.
you can't rely on descriptions because people are fucking
But I mean, does
stupid.
that
Well,
help?
that doesn't work because you would say red is like fire, but if fire looked blue to you, you'd say that blue looked like fire.
It's true. What are you saying? It's
And
if
everything
your
that-
whole life
Yeah.
you had been told this color was that. This is an age-old debate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And colors, for whatever reason, we always say it's color that's
It's
associated with it.
perception. I mean, that's how you interact with the world.
But there was a woman that they just
like
recently
that weird.
identified. I'm going to get the exact number here. Woman, color. She can see an outrageous amount of colors.
Does she have a filter taken off her eye or something?
A fillet? What does that mean?
Filter.
Oh, filter. Can see colors.
Because you have the infrared filter, don't you? That's why you can't see
I
that.
don't think it's a filter. I think you just can't. Well, I guess I don't understand how you can't see it.
I think there's
I don't
something on
think.
the
I
front.
think it's just a wavelength that your eye doesn't pick up.
British scientists have found a woman who can see 99 million more colors than the average human.
How
How
many
do they
colors
even
can the
know
average
that?
human see?
Most people can see 1 million colors. Wow, Ashley Lutz, writer for Business Insider, is obviously someone who's thinking just like you.
It's journalism.
But neuroscientist Gabrielle Jordan found a female doctor in England who has supervision. That sounds weird. It says who has supervision is what it says. Like she's got somebody who's watching her all the time. So
she
an
must
average
be-
human, utterly unremarkable in every way, can perceive 1 million different colors.
She must be annoyed because there's got to be no names for any of them.
Well, it must be like, I mean, what is
Yeah,
she?
that's the annoying part.
What would she see
Well-
like? I mean, it's like
Well, because there's no name for it. You can't.
Also, how do they know this?
They can probably give her a gradient of colors that to us would be one color, and she could see different colors down it.
Yeah, I would assume that's it.
But
really
there's no name for any of it.
It's like the difference if you like go to your Mac and you change your color depth from thousands to millions. It's probably that kind of leap.
Whoa.
Just like
You know, I
smooth
bet if you
gradient.
showed her like a picture of teal or whatever, like the Tucker thing, like you showed her a square and you say, what color is that? She would probably say, which part of it?
Yeah.
You know?
It'd probably be like.
Yeah, we're looking at something that's a solid square, solid color to us, but to her, there's probably variation that we
Do
don't
you think that
even
drove her
Cyan
crazy
in
as a
there,
kid
too.
or growing up? Like, why is nothing solid and consistent?
Yeah, everything's like rainbow gradient.
Yeah, everything wants to make her throw up.
All right. Here, I want to remind everyone that this podcast is also brought to you by.
Very
Have
good.
you ever put a pill up your bum?
I've had suppositories. Does that count?
Is that
Have
what
you
that is?
really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have.
What do you mean you're pretty sure?
how do you
you
I
have?
think as
forget
a,
that?
Can anyone else answer that question with
Yeah.
any level of ambiguity at
Well,
all?
you could have been a little kid.
I think as a kid, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I would know. I think if someone
I
put
had
my
something
butt.
put up my butt when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was like 4
was
or
his
5
name?
years old, and I think I was like having digestive problems.
Yeah.
So my parents had to.
Yeah, I think I had
What do you mean
like.
thumb you? What do you
No,
mean?
they put something.
Yeah, I think I had really bad constipation as a kid.
Yeah, they
and I
put
had to
a
have
pill
something
or
stuck up there.
something.
Yeah.
I would love if
you.
your parents actually went, when they did it, they made that clicking noise with their mouth.
Okay, so
You know, I shut up. When I was a kid, I was a vegetarian because I hated chewing meat because I thought it took too long to chew and my jaw would get tired.
How fucking lazy were you?
I was like, it was like,
How
it was like
overcooked was
until
your
I was
meat?
like 9 or 10, I finally started eating meat because like I have memories of sitting down, be like, fuck, I have to eat this steak. Like I don't want to eat it. Like I'd start cutting it, and be like, this takes too long to eat. Like
Why don't you
I'm
blend it?
I'm just gonna eat the vegetables because I was like 9, I couldn't use the blender. and so like that to me that's like the epitome of like the lazy kid. Like this food's good. I liked meat. I just didn't want to eat it because I was too lazy. My jaw would get tired.
Wow.
Just eat like just mac and cheese the whole time.
Whatever else was like on
that
the
is
plate.
something. That is something that happens as a kid, though. Is you chew meat for too long and then go and spit it out because you just weren't getting anywhere. That hasn't happened to me for like 15
I'm
years.
still pissed about the Alamo taking away the green chili mac and cheese.
It's top.
It's like one of the saddest things in my
They
life
also
right now.
changed the queso. We talked about that. I
You
think.
get the green chili queso?
No, the queso now has like the green chilies are mixed in with the queso. Before it was like they had them
That just
separate
sounds
and you can
more
mix it in.
delicious.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Everybody stop. Jack, let's work through this.
Okay.
So you're upset that they have a bowl of queso with green chilies in it. and they mixed in the green chilies into the queso
Yes.
instead of putting them on top.
So
Yes.
if you
or letting you add them in later.
How long have you been holding this in? How have you been operating? Have you been okay?
Okay.
So
God,
when-
that'd be
No,
tough.
I just like, because the last time I went, I was like, oh, can I get the original queso, like without the stuff? And they're like, oh, it's all mixed in. And I was like, oh.
so
Wow,
if you,
all right,
if you
that
wanted
sucks.
a
Walked
cake,
out. I would have burned the place down. I would have gone in the bathroom.
No,
let the
but
trash
it's
can
been
up
like
there.
that for almost a decade. Then like, all right, we're just gonna change it
You
now.
should
And
just
it's like,
texted during the movie. Showed
it's
them
like, what
the
if they
spot.
change your favorite meal? Like you go to a restaurant, they change your favorite meal after a decade with really no
What if-
reason, and you can't get it the original way. You can't get it the way you
What
like.
if they change your game console that's been out for 8 years and you can't get the old one anymore?
But you can't get the old one still.
He wants his green chili
I
backwards
could go right now and pick up an
compatibility.
original Xbox if you wanted to.
No, you. Oh, I guess you.
so
Yeah.
you order a cake, you would want them to bring you a bag of sugar and a bag of flour and all that stuff.
No.
You don't like that it's
No, not
the
at
actual
all.
final
That
product.
analogy doesn't
That
really
is
work.
No,
what
that's-
No, I see what you're
dumbass.
saying. Because
No,
he mixed in the green chilies.
It's mixed in. It's been made. It's been prepared that way.
No, it's like
I would argue frosting.
yeah.
on
There
the
you go.
cake.
It's
Frosting.
like
would make
having
sense.
a hamburger versus like a hamburger patty that
Some
has
hamburger
like
socks?
onions in it.
Nice.
You know, and I can also see.
I tried to
hey,
segue
don't
for
see
that.
my bits.
Boop.
Crash zero.
What's funny is
Feeling lucky.
I have other hamburger socks on order as well.
How,
What? You gonna come fuck with me? Stay away.
I feel like I need to get good socks for this podcast.
But yeah, they definitely changed up the menu at the draft house, and it's kind of sad.
So
have-
when is the?
You know, I feel bad though. Is that Tim, the guy who owns the draft house? A lot of us know him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I see all my friends bitching at him. It's like I feel bad because
Could
and
you
then he's like,
call him up and tell him to put green chili mac and cheese back on the
I'm
menu?
sure he's heard it.
well, just write him on Twitter. If you
yeah,
want to.
Burnie feels bad that people are bitching at him. So please, Burnie, can you?
I'll
bitch at
call him
on behalf of-
directly.
I'm saying, could he bitch at him for us?
I will say he is very proactive. Like the Austin subreddit on Reddit was kind of like ripping into the Alamo because they changed up their menu recently, and he actually popped into the thread and said, "Hey, I'm Tim who has questions," and like he was answering questions. Like he was responding to people directly in the thread, and I was like, "That's kind of cool." Like someone who obviously is.
Tim, I have a question. Why did you ruin my life by mixing in the green chilies?
No, but I mean, like people like they were asking him questions, and he was being straight up honest about it. It's like you were doing this because of this reason.
What do you
It's
say?
like,
I got a
question.
great idea for a business.
What's that?
I'm gonna go to Alamo before every showing, and I'm just gonna sell green chilies. 'Cause you can get your mac and cheese, green chilies, mix it in.
But they don't even have mac and cheese at all.
what?
Sell that as well.
Right?
What do they put with their mac?
They don't. There's no mac or cheese.
Every time,
Well, there's
your,
cheese.
your story about, or your theoretical situation about selling green chilies at the Alamo.
Yeah.
One time, God, I don't know why I haven't told the story. A couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I went to a showing at the Alamo South Lamar, and I walked in, sat down. Lights go low, movie's about to start. This couple walks in, and they have like takeout containers with them, and they sit down like in the row in front of me and a little to the side, and they start opening up their takeout containers. And the waiter comes by and is like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Oh, we just brought some food we want to eat while we're watching the movie." The waiter's like, You can't do that. Like, we sell food here." They're like, no, we've always done this. It's okay. The waiter's like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's not. You can't do that." Like, no, I swear we've done it forever. The waiter leaves. The waiter comes back with his manager, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Like, "No, we always eat. It's fine." Like, "No, you can't do that. We sell food here. You can buy our food." They're like, no, it's okay. Like, "No, you have to leave." They kicked him. They kicked him out.
Alamo does not fuck around with that.
No.
They do not. In fact, one of I think the most national notoriety that Alamo ever got was when they took the voicemail from the girl who had been kicked out for talking.
Yeah.
And they use it as the promo for before the movie of why you shouldn't talk. It's her like, she's illiterate. She's
Yeah.
inarticulate.
Clearly drunk.
Inarticulate, illiterate. She goes, "This is United State of," what did she say?
Like
America.
Mamerica.
Yeah.
Mamerica, that's what it was.
And now you
In
can't
your
even.
damn theater.
And now you can't even get into the draft house after the movie started. Like they won't let you in if the actual movie has begun. They won't let you in the theater.
I like
anymore,
that rule.
which is cool.
I like that rule.
Yeah,
When is
in
the
your
South
seat.
Lamar slated to reopen?
I think next year, like next South
year?
by. Yeah.
Yeah, it got bumped.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be fall of this year.
You know, the
Holy
bowling alleys
shit.
are not coming back for Highball.
Nope. And the highball is going to be attached to the
serious?
draft house now.
Bowling lanes are gone.
What are they putting in?
Highball's
there?
coming back.
There weren't enough bowling lanes.
You know what though? There weren't enough, but then also nobody really ever used them. They were. You could always get.
Every time I went, it was always packed. Like, that was my complaint, is I could never use the bowling lanes if I wanted to.
I think it was a lot of maintenance, a lot of it was expensive, and I think they're actually going to add more karaoke rooms, and they reopened.
That's good.
Yeah,
There were not
because they only
nearly
had
enough
like
of those.
8 of those, and so I think they're opening more, and there's more screens at the South Lamar.
We should probably explain what we're talking about.
Yeah, so the Alamo Drafthouse, South Lamar, which those of you who went to RTX 1, that's where or RTX
2011.
0 or whatever we want to call it.
The annual,
That's where we
first
screened
annual.
all of the stuff there. And
So if
anyway,
you're one of those 600 subset of people who's probably even smaller than the population of Austin, you know what
yeah.
we're
So
talking
the
about.
Alamo Drafthouse, big Austin staple. It's now spread across the country. The theater, like the Sophomore, which was almost one of the oldest
You're
ones.
wearing an Alamo shirt, by the way.
I am wearing an Alamo shirt.
It's
I didn't think about
the,
that.
it was the fourth one they opened, I believe.
Yeah, it was. down-
It's their main theater, though. It's the main one.
Yeah, now
and
it's
next
the main
door to
one.
it, Tim League, the guy who owns the Alamo chain, he started I guess it's kind of like a
Bar?
Big Lebowski style bar,
Like, yeah.
lounge, where it's got old vintage bowling alley lanes there. There was like six or eight of them.
No, I thought there were only 3.
No,
No, it was more than that.
It was
Okay.
like 8 or 10.
Yeah. And then there's a nice, cool, like 50 style lounge, and then like a dance floor and some karaoke places. By the way, that whole complex got demolished. I can't believe he opened a bar there because the Alamo, like any theater, parking is a huge issue. He moved into a shopping center with the Alamo, and immediately the parking lot filled up. And all those places put up those stupid signs saying, don't park here unless you're for the restaurant.
Unless
or
you're here to
whatever.
buy obscure sheet music.
Yeah, exactly. There's just a sheet music store there. And then they opened the Alamo, or the Highball next to it. It's like, and then he was competing with his own parking, so then they demolished the whole thing, and they're rebuilding it now.
Yeah, so they demolished the whole shopping complex. Been there like since the early '80s. There's like an uproar about it, like, oh my God, you can't tear down the shopping complex that
You
we've
totally
had.
can do it.
It's like fuck that. It's just
Please
a
do.
shitty
Have you
shopping
ever
complex.
had someone at the Alamo eat your food?
What?
I know where this is going.
I ordered a pizza. I went to see Star Trek movie.
It's not a stranger, though.
Okay, it was Ray. Also ate my pizza. Good movie, by the way. So I ordered a vegetarian pizza. I didn't feel like having meat that day for some reason. So
Like Young Gus.
yeah, couldn't be bothered to chew it.
Oh, yeah, there's the remake of the Alamo Drafthouse.
That's gonna look cool.
That'd be
It
awesome.
looks cool as hell.
All right, so who stole your
continue.
pizza?
So my pizza arrives. It's like a 2-bench. So they come around the actual side of the person. So she comes around my side and gives a pizza. Ray's just like, mine, and then just starts eating the pizza. So I was like, I guess that was Ray's because I didn't hear what she said. So he starts eating the pizza, and then because Ray ordered pepperoni, she comes back to Ray's side like pepperoni, and Ray's just like, I don't know. And apparently he figured out immediately that it wasn't his pizza, but just didn't say anything about it. And she kept coming back.
And
being
she
like-
brought back the ticket, and she's like, you ordered
She was like,
pepperoni.
you wrote pepperoni. He's like, no, I didn't.
And everyone was just looking at her like,
What a fucking
then-
dickhead.
Jesus.
And then like halfway through, when my pizza was half gone, I was like looking at it, I was like, bastard, that is my pizza. And then I was trying to tell him, but I didn't want to talk in the movie, so I was just like, I'll yell at him afterwards or something. But it's basically just a common misunderstanding, but handled by a lunatic.
Why did he do that?
I don't know,
I
it's
wish
such a
he
weird
was here.
decision. Because
I think he was too embarrassed to
Why
like,
did he just like,
admit
oh,
his
they
mistake.
give Gavin the pizza and then take this one, then you eat even more pizza?
Yeah.
Did he say he forgot what pizza he ordered
Nah,
or something like that?
bollocks. So I was,
If someone were to show you your own handwriting and be like, this is what you wrote, you would say, oh yeah, I
so
remember
basically,
now.
I was sending
Just
away
an
his
asshole.
pizza because I didn't order pepperoni, and then so was he. So I was just stuck there without a pizza for half the movie.
Yeah, you only
It's
got
like-
that like.
I was like,
It's like, it's going to be the plot line for the next Star Trek movie, some kind of alternate reality
Yeah.
shit where y'all are ordering each other's pizzas.
That was a good movie.
and eventually she just straight up busted him for it. He's like, you didn't order this. You didn't order this. And he was just like, and then he let it over to me. He's like, it was delicious.
Fucking Ray.
Freak, goddamn.
That whole story, you know what the most amazing piece of it to me is? Ray left the house. I still
Dude,
have to
you
try to
can-
wrap my mind around that.
You can get Ray out.
If you invite him to a movie or to Rudy's.
Yeah.
I think the only
will
place I've
come.
been with Ray is I've been to 2 movies with Ray. What
Yeah.
movie was that you guys saw?
Star
Star
Trek.
Trek.
in
How was
Star
that, by the way?
All I had heard was bad
Yeah.
about it. It was a fantastic
Yeah,
movie.
it was great.
Really, really
Do you
good.
like Benedict Cumberbatch?
Cumberbatch?
know who that is.
Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
Do you like him?
It's the first thing I've seen him in. I haven't seen the Sherlock TV show he's in.
Yeah,
Oh,
people,
is that-
people go ape shit for him,
My-
and I don't know.
is
I've
that
never
the-
seen
He's
him.
really good in
The-
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, he was? Yeah, he's a pretty sinister looking dude.
Yeah.
Very English.
He looks like a robot.
The movie is fucking terrible.
That movie's great.
What's wrong with you?
I haven't seen it yet.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy?
Oh, I thought you meant bloody Star Trek.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I want to go see
Tinker
it.
Tailor Soldier Spy is like a really long. It's like a 2-hour long movie. The first hour and 45 minutes is set up for the last 15 minutes, which is all payoff.
Is it good payoff?
Oh, yeah,
We've
it's
talked about it.
incredible.
The twist is stupid.
I was asking Gus this morning if he had seen Iron Man 3 yet, and he said it's still too early.
Yeah, I was gonna see it this past weekend, but then I realized it hadn't been out long enough.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. Our friend, the guy that introduced me and Jack, I first met Jack at a poker game. That's how he came to basically know the group of Rooster Teeth. And our mutual friend, Aaron, called Flash.
Flash.
I was gonna go see Star Trek, Star Trek. What's wrong with you? I can't talk.
No, Star Trek.
Star Trek. I was going to see Star Trek. I'm getting so fucking old. I sound like my parents now. Memorial's Day.
Using the internet.
Were you eating waffles at the same time?
But yeah, right, exactly. I'm losing my mind. I just realized that. I was going to go see Star Trek at the IMAX, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't go see it at the IMAX because Aaron is the person who ruined our IMAX theater here in Austin
you
for me.
fixed it.
They fixed it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, thank
What
God.
did Aaron do?
Well, Aaron, it's now they fixed it. It's great. But Aaron, I said I'm going to go see Avatar. I think at the IMAX, and he goes, I can't do it. I can't go see movies at the IMAX. I go or he said I'm always annoyed by seeing movies at the IMAX. I go, why? He goes, well, the big water stain that's up in the top left-hand corner. I was like, what? It's like I couldn't see anything else but that. And I told that story to Gus on the podcast, and he's like, you fucking ruined the IMAX for me. I go, yeah, I did. I totally ruined it for you. And it did, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. But they fixed it, so it's better now. It's totally doable.
Well, thank God. I mean, IMAX movies are like, you got to pay like $40 a ticket to go. They should have enough money to replace that part of the screen.
So we're talking about movies. It made me think about this. There's that. I thought it was a stupid business. Like if you go down here around the corner on Congress, there's that popcorn store, real popcorn. I finally went there for the first time last week.
Wow.
They have over 47 flavors of popcorn.
You know what? Those were big in the late 80s.
Can we go there
There was a
after
big run on
You should.
popcorn.
It's really good.
Let's go there after the podcast.
Do they have taco popcorn?
No.
Popcorn is such a secondary thought. I would never go anywhere just for popcorn.
I thought about going and buying a giant bag and having it here.
Gavin, nobody would go anywhere.
Is there anything better than caramel popcorn?
They have a
Let's
dill
find out.
popcorn, which is really good.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you on about?
What do you mean? I wouldn't go anywhere just for popcorn.
Popcorn is something you do while you're doing something else.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't know who you think who goes anywhere just for popcorn. Like you would go to a
Gus.
popcorn restaurant.
Isn't that what we're talking about?
But I know, but it's just like it's a novelty thing. You know what I mean?
If you found out a place,
Get in there.
Oh, shit.
Get in there.
Wait, get on the mic, Ray.
I texted him and asked him to come over.
It's over there. You're gonna explain yourself, Ray.
Nice shirt.
do you know why we've called you over here?
Well, we'll find out.
I was summoned. Hey, what's up?
Hold on. You gotta test that. We gotta stall.
Testing.
Oh wow!
Looking good, right?
Now I see what everybody's talking about with your haircut.
Dude's grown back.
Yeah,
His head is like a rectangle.
you look like a Fisher Price person, like one of the ones that rides in the bus.
Not even a Lego guy, Fisher Price.
Oh, is
Puerto
that
Rican
his
can't
Lego?
afford
Lego's
Legos?
pretty good. I can totally see it.
Did Burnie tell you why he wanted you to come over?
Yeah, and I ran here immediately.
Then I made fun of your hair. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I didn't make
So
fun.
it's nice being here, bye.
What's
Okay.
the story with the pizza?
I ate Gavin's pizza essentially. There was a mix-up, and by mix-up, I just took his food. So we were watching a movie, went to Alamo or whatever, and you know how you can order food. So Gavin and I sat next to each other. They have tables where menus,
You're my
and
hot
me and
date.
him had no. We didn't interact at all with what we got. We're like, oh yeah, whatever we ordered. So the food runner comes out and it's a pizza, and I'm like, I ordered a pizza. So he puts it in front of Gavin, and I'm like, mine. And I ordered a pepperoni pizza. So I took a bite, wasn't pepperoni at all. But I thought it was like pepper or something, so I thought I fucked up writing it. So I'm like, whatever. A slice in, I'm like, oh, this is like tomato or something. But it was good, so I'm like, I don't give a shit. So I kept eating it. So another 20 minutes, half an hour goes by. They come back with the pepperoni pizza. I'm like, oh. And she puts it, it's a different person this time, I believe, puts it in front of Gavin. He's like, no, it's not my pizza. I'm like, oh, it's not his pizza. Then another person comes back, goes to Gavin. It's like, is that your pizza? He's like, no. They look at me. I'm like, well, my pizza. They come back again with the order, like the actual written order, and they put it up to me, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't write that. I'm sitting next to Michael. I look at him. I'm like, did you write that? I didn't write that. The lady's like furious at this point.
Yeah, why are you lying?
What? Because I'm committed. You don't.
Ray, I admire your spirit. I like that.
Yeah, you just keep going.
At what point did you decide to be a maniac about it and not be like, oh,
When
I
they came back with the pepperoni, I'm like, I've gone too far. I got to keep this going as long as possible. And I was enjoying the food. If it tasted like shit, I would have like whatever. But it was like what was it, like a tomato and some kind of veggie pizza?
Yeah, there's pesto on it and stuff. It was
Yeah, never tried it before. Pretty good alternative, I thought.
There you go.
So
Nothing like a pepperoni pizza.
at that point, Gus, if you put food in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. If it's good, I'm gonna keep eating it.
So you made Gavin have to wait like an hour and a half into the movie before getting
She
his
basically
food.
bought my pizza with everyone else's check.
Yeah, essentially. I would have felt really bad if he didn't get his pizza, but he got it probably like 20 minutes later or something. It was a long movie, so there was plenty of movie to go. But I like to think that they hated me at that point. And yeah, I pretty much stole Gavin's food, made it mine, and then made him wait longer for his food.
Yeah.
So Ray, so when the waitress says you ordered pepperoni, here it is on the ticket.
Yeah.
And you're saying no. In your head, what's the perfect scenario? Like, what's the perfect crime there? Like she just drops it?
That she just completely forgets it and doesn't
And
charge
Gavin
me
gets
for
no pizza.
She doesn't charge me for anything. Unfortunately, she did. This like rogue pepperoni pizza. I don't know where it went.
It actually got resolved finally when she came over to me, pointed at my pizza that was being eaten by Ray.
That I'm
She
still
was like-
eating, by the way.
She was like, "Are you waiting for that pizza?" And I said, "Yes." And then she just goes, "He's eating your pizza. I'll go get you another one." And then storms off.
She was so mad. But you mean
Did you wait? So the question: did you give her a tip?
$1? I gave her $1 for fucking up. Whose fault is that?
It would have been
It's your fault. It's your fault.
At least I still tipped there, right?
Gus, his pizza didn't have pepperoni on it.
Yeah.
Why should he tip her?
The food runner should have been like, "No, that's not yours. Pay more attention. You're a damn waiter."
Ray, at the end of the whole thing, you should have demanded just a plate of pepperonis. And
I
say,
should
like,
have.
to correct her mistake.
pepperoni.
The food runner put it in front of Gavin, so the food
Yeah,
runner
but
didn't get it
I
wrong.
took it. He should have been like, "That's not your pizza, asshole."
I didn't know.
You could have ordered the same thing.
So you need a food
Exactly.
police. You need a food police to run around.
Ray's
Yeah,
not a paid
the food
employee. He
popo
doesn't have
even.
responsibilities. It's their responsibility.
Yeah, am I right? And Gavin, complaining up a storm, should just pick the pepperoni off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you sit in somebody else's
I'm the good
seat.
guy here.
They'll let you know if you sit in somebody else's seat.
I'm not the bad guy. Let me rephrase that. I'm definitely not the good guy.
Do you know how hard it is to concentrate on a really good movie when you're
Yeah,
hungry?
they're running back and forth. I'm like, I'm
Watching
the movie.
Ray eat your
You're asking me all these questions. I'm like trying to enjoy the film.
You were inconvenienced.
I'm not
You know what I love
inconvenienced
about
at
you
all.
is Gavin
You were
was waiting.
inconvenienced more than I was.
Gavin is waiting an hour and a half for a pizza. You're just aware of that less than 4 inches away.
Absolutely.
You don't even offer him a piece of his pizza.
No, I went up to him. I'm like, "Oh, this pizza's so good." Sorry, Gavin.
You know,
What are you gonna do?
water under the bridge.
Yeah.
All right, Ray, thanks for joining us. and
Thank
telling
you
us
for
the story.
having me, letting me
And look, he
defend
even
myself.
wore he had a podcast shirt on today.
Yeah.
King Gus.
Animated adventure
King
shirt.
Gus.
Nice haircut.
Animated
Thanks, man.
adventure
Dude, it
shirt.
grew back.
Yeah, nice.
Nice face. Nice pizza.
Thanks, Ray.
Thanks, Ray. All right, we're about that time. We got to wrap.
Get him
up
back
here.
in his office. I think the company loses like $50 a minute that he's out of his desk.
Yeah, go back to work. Spout out some more catchphrases.
So we're gonna turn the air conditioner on and flood the office again.
Yeah, let's get out of here. It's warming up.
It's
All right,
fun.
so thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week live, and we'll see you then.
Happy Memorial Day.
Bye.